ball back to McDermott, gets the game underway with Danilo kicking us off. His first action since December of last year when he picked up that awful injury against Hearts, and he'll be looking to help inspire Rangers here in the first game of the defence of their trophy. As Rangers starting brightly as Diamonde gets to the byline, but he can't get a ball across goal, and it's an early goal kick for St Johnstone. The stadium, as Kenny was alluding to, probably about half full, I would say. The end across to the right, the traditional Celtic end, if you like, is completely empty, and you know, there are pockets of fans around the rest of the ground, but certainly not anywhere near capacity as St Johnstone take this early goal kick. It's Josh Ray, who came in the summer from Airdrie, who launches it long, and you would expect St Johnstone, Richard Forster, to really try and have a go at Rangers early on and test their mettle here.
Yeah, and you see the early indication there, ball dropping in midfield, there's no thought of taking a touch, it's just help it in behind Tavernier and chase the ball down and get yourself up the pitch. And what they need to do is put Rangers defence under pressure to see if they can handle the pressure of keeping St Johnstone out while still trying to keep control in the game. But again, there, early foul in the game, make your presence felt, you know, kind of stamp your authority in the game, and you know, I expect nothing less from St Johnstone for most of the game, to be honest, because if they sit back and let Rangers play, Rangers will win, but I don't see St Johnstone doing that at all.
Early free kick there for Rangers, as Richard pointed out, as Diamonde was fouled. Rangers try and build down the left hand side. It's Proper into the feet of Sterling, back with Proper, who goes back to his goalkeeper Jack Butland. Rangers going from Butland's being caught as he tried to clear there, play allowed to continue, and the ball's with St Johnstone. It's Kimpioka, left hand side of the box on the angle. Carey gives it back to Kimpioka. Sidibe's lying prone in the 6-yard box almost. The referee allowed that to go after he and Butland clashed as Butland cleared the ball. It's going to be a St Johnstone corner. Neil, did you catch what happened there?
Yeah, well, Sidibe's shutting down Jack Butland. I'm looking because he's trying to find James Tavernier. He's under pressure. I think St Johnstone's setup will try and stop Sterling playing out. I don't think that's his strong suit, but Sidibe catches Jack Butland. I'm actually surprised it's not a free kick to Rangers, but then when it's a lovely little bit of play from Kimpioka, he cuts inside the box, he plays a 1-2 with Carey. He's got to do better actually when he gets in that situation.
Corner comes into the 6-yard box, headed away by the Rangers defence. Raymond tries to get it back out to McPherson, who can't keep it in play, and it will be a throw into Rangers. Played a couple of minutes here at the National Stadium, goalless, as both Rangers and St Johnstone tried to join Aberdeen, Dundee, Falkirk and Spartans in the draw for the quarter-final. A couple of cup shocks already. St Johnstone looking to create another in the tournament they won in 2021 against the cup holders. Proper, closed down by Sidibe, plays it to Suter, and ever present at the start of this season. Likewise James Tavernier, who plays it forward to Dowell. Now Czerny, misplaced pass is knocked out of play by the new St Johnstone captain Kyle Cameron. He's coming on loan from Notts County. Don't often see a loanee given the captain's armband, but the left centre back wearing it for St Johnstone as Matondo picks up left hand side on the halfway line, plays it infield to Diamonde, quickly on to Tavernier into St Johnstone half, tries to slide it forward for Danilo. Dowell was unfortunately for Tavernier in the way, and Raymond's able to clear for St Johnstone up towards Kimpioka. It looked like he might have been shoved there by Suter, but the referee doesn't see anything wrong with the challenge, and Rangers have it back, and it's Tavernier coming forward trying to find Diamonde, but that's intercepted and McPherson picks up, and he's challenged by Czerny. In steps Suter, though, knocks it out of play there in front of Craig Levine at the edge of his technical area. No goals in the opening 4 minutes at Hampden, but Rangers, Neil, they have started as if they're trying to prove a point to a few people out there.
Yeah, well, I knew it was going to be the three with Dowell and Sterling and Diamonde. You're right about Diamonde. He's not quite just going to have the 10. I know he's standing there just now, but they're playing at 1. This is a mess from Rangers at the back, honestly.
Yeah, struggling to get it clear. It's Proper and Tavernier who've given possession straight to Matt Smith, but he can't keep it in play, and it'll be a Rangers throw. Sorry, carry on what you were saying.
Sorry, I was just saying that Diamonde will play in the little 10 role, but then he'll slide down. But Sterling is a valve, but just sits in front of the back four. He's going to be asked to play I don't think it's his strong suit to go and build the game, and Kerry's stepping on him, which means that the three men that Rangers will have are the full-backs, but they're working ever so hard, and actually Richard's just already pointed out they've gone from a 3 at the back, St Johnstone, straight into a 4, haven't they? Just changed their shape, just to sit on Diamandi in the 10 position to stop him playing.
Yeah, I don't know if he, they've definitely worked on it, and I don't know if he's meant to be part of the back 3 at times, but he's in that kind of number 6 role, the deeper in the midfield, and it's allowing the players ahead of him just to go and get up in the game, like you say, and they need to put Rangers under pressure, which they have done to start with.
Here's Jefty powering forward down the left hand side, finds Matondo, come back to Jefty inside the box, tries to get it across goal. He's one inside a corner as he looks to have a better night than he did at Hampden on Tuesday. Almost, you could say, blameless in the situation that's led to him being red carded. I don't think I've heard any dissenting voices who believe.
Well, Ali,
the second yellow was.
He shouldn't have brushed the guy's face, should he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, well. Corner to Rangers over on the far side. It's the Rangers left. They're going from left to right as we look at it from their position up in the top of the main stand here at the National Stadium in the south side of Glasgow. Tavernier to take this corner then, right footed, in swinger, into the 6-yard box. Suter looked like he could have got there. He's claiming he was being held as proper also, just fell short as he tried to get it at the back post. A terrific ball, you would have to say, from Tavernier, and neither of the centre backs could get on the end of it.
Yeah, I actually think it's very good defending by St Johnstone. You look, each of them are in contact with their player. I think Proper gets away once St Johnstone have realised that the ball's going to go out the pitch. There's no danger there, but I think, great ball in, but I think St Johnstone defended it really well there.
Goal kick then to St Johnstone. The defeat by Dinamo, incidentally, means that Rangers are now going, if you go back to last season, they've won just 7 of the last 19 games, 6 draws, 6 defeats in that, and that is partly why they finished 8 points behind Celtic in the league last season, and partly why they are out of the Champions League already. They dropped straight into the Europa League, which will start next month. Here's Dowell, can't force it through to Sterling. That's one for Kimpioka to chase. Proper on the cover though, gets it to Tavernier. Tavernier's giving it away though, and already you can hear some Rangers fans unhappy with that. Sidibe curls it into the box. Butland comes off his line though and grabs it and immediately throws it out over arm to Matondo. Matondo sprinting forward down the left hand side. He's still got something to prove to the Rangers supporters for the most part. He's still going into the penalty. He's done well, Matondo, and a good challenge in the end. It's only a goal kick for all Matondo's work down that left hand side. It was a good bit of backtracking there by Lewis Nielsen, and it's a goal kick. Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0, 8 minutes played.
Nielsen did well. He's operating in a holding role, but he's identified that wing back position is open. He's got across. Rabbi Matondo actually eats up the ground brilliantly, and I have to say it's exactly what you want from a wide man. Getting the outside, trying to eliminate the full back and put something into the box, but as you said there, it was a really good cover from Nielsen.
Goal kick again then to be taken by Josh Ray, 23-year-old goalkeeper, long over the halfway line. It's over Carey. Kimpioka trying to get onto it, but Rangers managed to clear up towards the halfway line. Haven't seen much of Danilo as yet. He's back with his captain James Tavernier now, right hand side, plays to Czerny, who's also been quiet in these opening minutes. Tavernier's given it away again. That's a couple of times in the early stages under pressure, and now it's Kimpioka left hand side trying to dance between Czerny and Tavernier. Finds McPherson and out to the left hand side for Carey. Slides it down the left flank once more for McPherson at the goal line. Sends it into the penalty area. It's a good touch there for Sterling. Takes it away from the swinging boot of Sidibe, and then the ball comes back into the Rangers 6-yard box, comfortably taken by Jack Butland. 9 minutes in, Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0. That's a good ball forward for Diamandi. Diamandi now, Rangers are 2 on 2 if they can move this quickly. Diamandi one way then the other. He's into the box. Is he dragged to the ground there? Not enough in it, reckons the referee, and eventually comes off as a Johnstone player out on the far side for a throw in. No penalty.
Nah, not for me. Diamandi is a brilliant break. He's really, his decision just to go was excellent. He was picked out really well. He's chopping and changing, and when he comes inside, he's almost losing his balance. There's a little suggestion of an arm round him, but nothing and not for me. That's a correct decision.
Yeah, Jack Sanders was the defender with him, but certainly minimal contact, you would have to say, in there. As Dowell finds Czerny, but 30 yards from goal. Tries to play the 1-2 there with Danilo on the edge of the box. Back with Czerny on the right angle of the box. Rangers looking to create the opening goal here. Little back heel for Tavernier. Back to Czerny. St Johnstone don't want to show him too much room in that kind of position where he scored against Motherwell, but they've dealt with the danger well there, the visitors, as Raymond picks up the Trinidadian left wing back, and he clears up to the halfway line. Sterling picks up, and now it's Dowell. Dowell goes back the way to Suter. Suter square, midway inside his own half for Proper, able to step forward in the gap between the two St Johnstone strikers and get out to the left hand side for Jefte, who has been relatively impressive when he's been on the pitch in a kind of left wing position, back in the full back position for which he was mainly signed, I think, today in place of the injured Ridvan Yilmaz, who's out for up to 6 weeks, we gather. Here's Diamondi with his back to goal, well challenged by Nielsen, but it comes back to Dowell, who just dinks it over Carey and finds Jefte forward to Matondo, left hand side. Jefte gets the return, not been tracked in there, tries to find Danilo. St Johnstone managed to clear their lines again, but it was dangerous there as Jefte got in behind. I don't know what happened to his marker, but he just left him to run in behind, and play continues with the referee contempt with the St Johnstone challenge as Tavernier tries to slide it through for Danilo. That's cut out, but it comes back to Czerny, right hand side. Now Dowell tries to lift it over the top, looking for Matondo, doesn't quite get there. St Johnstone have a free kick for the offside flag that has gone up, and so after just over 11 minutes at Hampden, it's Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0.
Yeah, I think the wide areas for St Johnstone look like, you know, probably the weakest spot. Rangers have nearly getting a couple of times down the left hand side, down the right hand side. There's just that little miscommunication. I think it's between Dre Wright in the right back slot and the right centre half. You know, he's going tight to his man, the ball's getting played down the side of him, and there's no one there. I think that in that occasion the Rangers player gets away from Carey, but he's got every right to expect that a defender's going to come across and kind of fill the space. They don't, and it's a half chance for Rangers to cross the ball into the box.
I think Rangers have looked quite sharp. Particularly Diamandi, Matondo. I haven't seen anything of Danilo yet, but it's interesting, Richard, you're saying that, the wide positions. I just wonder whether that's Craig's flattened the back four out, because you did think that Rangers could have the upper hand in the wide areas, because Tavernier gets high, Jefte gets high, and that would mean that Matondo and Czerny can either stay wide or come inside and give problems. But that adjustment of tactics from Craig Levine's certainly working.
Yeah, as you say, Lewis Nielsen now just sitting in front of the defence, sitting on Diamondi, trying to nullify his threat in that area as Tavernier gets his head to the clearance from Josh Ray, turned back the way to his goalkeeper by McPherson. St Johnstone playing in a change maroon strip, maroon and white top. A new one on me.
Craig Levine having any impact on that? Maybe, bit of maroon in there.
Here's Suter. Man, he used to play maroon himself. Good ball for Diamondi, but Diamondi letting himself down with the pass out to Matondo. Jefte though picks up, and he does find Matondo left hand side coming forward. Jefte continuing his run. He was just on his heels though as Matondo tried to play it for him. Nonetheless, St Johnstone have to be wary there at the back. Managed to get the ball cleared up to Sidibe, who's just trying to back in there to Sterling, and Sterling's fouled him in the process.
It's poor, it really is, Alistair. There's no need to foul him there. Just keep him with his back facing away and just push him back towards his own back line. But he doesn't. He fouls him, gives a chance to St Johnstone to release the pressure and get up the pitch. I tell you, Craig's talking about counter-attacking football. You need pace up top. Kimpio is a flying machine, an absolute flying machine. And if they can get Sidibe close to him, that's where I think that Rangers will find it a little bit difficult this afternoon.
St Johnstone have a throw-in right in front of Philippe Clement's technical area, just inside the Rangers half, to be taken by Andre Raymond, a Trinidad and Tobago international, who's come in during the summer. Here's Danilo, picks up on the right hand side. It's the pass off to Diamondi. Matondo on the outside of him, up towards the edge of the penalty. Matondo goes for goal. Ray pushes it away. Czerny will latch onto this right hand side of the penalty area. Can he get the ball back across goal? Tries to go left and then right, and he's well challenged there by Cameron, who then manages to pick up possession and knock it down the left flank. Proper there though to get it back to Tavernier. Tavernier on the right, leaves it for Czerny. Czerny tries to play it off Kimpioka. Kimpioka does well though. Dowell there to win it back for Rangers, and then Suter all the way back to Jack Butland. Almost quarter of an hour gone, no goals at the National Stadium. 3 ties to complete the last 16 tomorrow. Dundee United, St Mirren and Motherwell against Kilmarnock at 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock's our live commentary as Celtic take on Hibs as Jefty powers forward, plays it back to Dowell, but 25 yards from goal. Now it's Tavernier, room for the shot, but he's just tried to find the top corner, but he's got 2 yards or so off target from Tavernier, and that drifts wide, and St Johnstone's clean sheet remains intact, 0-0.
Yeah, it's good play from Jefty down the left, but it's that area again for St Johnstone. They're kind of offset on the right hand. They don't have anyone on the right hand side to deal with Jefty's forward runs. It's a big ask for Nielsen to constantly come across. You know, if it's Kimpioka or Sidibe that are dropping in, because those two are changing sides. Sometimes it's one of them, sometimes it's the other. Carey's involved there, but nobody seems to be definitively the player to be in that position. So if Jefty drives forward the ball and continues his run, plays a pass, then he's going to get the ball all the time. And I think St Johnstone might need to slightly adjust their shape a little bit.
I don't mind Craig flattening out the back into a back four. I think tactically it works because it allows them to engage in the fullback in the wide areas, but I'm not sure Nielsen is equipped to play that role, Richard, just looking at him early.
Good ball from Jefty to Sterling, who now motors into the penalty area down the left hand side, but it's good backtracking and it's gone out for a goal kick. Looked like Sterling had the beating there of the St Johnstone defender. Is it Nielsen who was going back with him? No, it's Sanders actually who's matched Sterling in the end for pace. It looked like he was getting away from him, but he turned on the afterburner, Sanders, just to see it out, and it's a goal kick to St Johnstone. 16 minutes played, Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0.
Yeah, it's great play from Sterling, but it's that area again, that kind of inside channel on St Johnstone's right hand side. They look like they're struggling to deal with it. It's a big ask for Sidibe to be up here next to Kimpioka and then have to chase back the fullback.
But look at Dre Wright, Richard. He's the one that's kind of throwing his arms about. They're looking at his central defenders. I don't think he's comfortable out there. We know he's not a right back, so he's up against Matondo, but I don't think he knows whether to stick, tuck in, or stay and keep his width and protect against the wide areas. The problem that they've got is, because they're narrow through the middle of the park, Jefty's got maybe 20-30 yards to pick up space and drive into it.
Wins over Brechin, Morton and East Fife in the group stage, a 3-2 defeat. And Alloa was the only blot in their copybook as St Johnstone booked their place in this round. Here's Matondo coming forward, almost comes to Dowell. Matondo might try and bury his way through again. Danilo's trying to latch onto it as well, but St Johnstone managed to dig it away. Jefty to win it back on the left hand side. He started well. Now Tavernier, central area, 25 yards from goal. Poor effort from the Rangers captain, and grumbles around the stadium. I mean, James Tavernier's probably earned the right to take these kind of efforts on. He's found the target on many occasions, but not on that one. 0-0.
I mean, this is a guy that scored far more goals than I could ever dream of, but for me that's just put your foot through it. You've no really any room or space to shape that one he's going for there. I think it's just the head down and hit it hard.
He's trying just to shape towards the top corner, get it up and down, and he's well capable of it. You're right. I mean, so many of those goals are from that type of position. He's actually scored a couple of peaches against St Johnstone, which is reversing it. You just feel though he's getting into really good areas. He's high up the pitch. He's around 25 yards out. Sooner or later he'll make the goalkeeper work.
Rangers have a free kick more or less on the halfway line. Tavernier looking to take it quickly. Rangers do look hungry, don't they? As Czerny plays it in towards Danilo. It's come to Tavernier instead, and then Sanders steps in and just knocks it behind for a corner. Tavernier just showing it too much of it to him, but he's able to sweep it behind. It will be a Rangers corner right hand side, which Czerny is coming across. It looks as if he's going to take it, although Tavernier's going close as well. But Czerny's left foot will be able to swing this one in to the danger area. Rangers only got 5 bodies in that penalty area, but here's Czerny trying to hit one of them, almost flicked on there by Sterling, comes all the way to the back of the box, and it'll be played away by Cameron up towards Sidibe, but straight out of play, and Rangers have it back again. It's all Rangers just at the moment, you would have to say, but still in search of the opening goal. 19 minutes in, back with Diamondi now, midway inside St Johnstone half. He sweeps it out to the right hand side to Czerny. Czerny up against Raymond here, coming inside on the left foot, almost at the exact spot from which he scored against Motherwell, where he only succeeds in hitting Cammy McPherson with that effort. But you can see that's what he wants to do all the time. Alan, Neil McCann cutting in off that right hand side.
I didn't like that right side. That was an outside man out, but he's certainly a player that loves to come in that left foot. He can see a pass. He likes to take efforts at goal. Already against Raymond, coming in his really weak right side as well. He's getting no cover because St Johnstone flattened to a 4.
Jefty, angle of the box, left hand side. He's got Matondo outside of him. Eventually he uses him. Matondo about 10 yards from the goal line, left hand side of the box. Little trick, and he's into the box, cuts it back, looking for Danilo. It's knocked away from him, and St Johnstone survive. Again, there's been no real threat to Josh Ray's goal, you'd have to say, but it's only because the defenders in front of him are working ever so hard. Kimpioka looks offside as it's played forward. Back comes
I'm not sure if he's
Proper.
done his own half foul, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I think he's all right there, and that's a dangerous tackle from Proper there. I know he's gone up for the ball, but you know, it doesn't look great. It looks like he's caught him with a knee or a thigh. You know, I'm a long way away, but yeah, it's
It barges into it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He hits him with his hip, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, as we see this brilliant bit of skill from Matondo, but see what I hate, Neil, and you were a winger. I hate cutbacks. I hate them. I hate seeing them. Just please fire the ball across the goal.
Yeah,
Because defenders all read the cutback now. They all stand and wait for you to cut the ball back.
But to be honest, I was blessed with number 9 centre forwards that wanted to get in between the posts and just get tap-ins. A lot of these guys are wanting to pull back, wanting to come out to the edge of the box or a penalty spot, and you're right. Generally, if there's no danger behind you, a centre back can read that and step out.
Play is resumed. No action to be taken there as Kimpioka's back in his seat. Here's Matondo again, left hand side of the box. Now it's Jefty in an advanced position. He cuts it back. Danilo wide.
He's offside, isn't he? Yeah, he's offside.
Should have scored. There's an offside flag going up against Jefty in the first instance, but it was put on a plate for Danilo. Maybe he's just slightly behind him and he dragged his effort wide. But
Were you hoping that cutback was going to go past the post there, right?
I was thinking, please be offside. Please be off. By the way, if he squares it though, I think there's somebody at the back post. But you've got 3 or 4 St Johnstone players with their arms out pointing down that left hand side. Because Shefty's obviously went, look, if he squares that across, maybe the goalie cuts it out. But
the problem, as you pointed out already several times now, that left channel for Rangers, right back area.
He's just run really high because he knows there's nobody to match him.
4 or 5 times now, probably Craig needs to look at that, the coaching staff behind him, and maybe flatten that midfield out, just to guard against Jefty getting forward. Then you're asking Sterling and Dowell to try and create things from the middle of the pitch, because just now Dre Wright's got double teamed out there.
It's probably his lack of experience as a fullback. I can guarantee you, if that's me out there, I'm pulling a midfielder
Maybe
across.
hearing you up here, Richard.
But you have to protect yourself, because like you say, 2v1 every time, he's got no chance.
St Johnstone throwing over on the far side, about 10 yards inside the Rangers half. St Johnstone right to be taken by Dre Wright, the auxiliary fullback. He's pretty well used to playing right wing back, but it is a different proposition altogether from actual right back. But here's Raymond on the other side, past Tavernier, opens up for Raymond, comes off Suter and behind for a corner. That was a big chance.
What a chance.
And Raymond on the right foot.
What a chance it is. I'm telling you, it's a great pass from McPherson, because he's got the awareness to know that Raymond's on the left side. He just picks him out, takes a really horrible touch, but he goes there and he wins the 50-50 with Tavernier. It's way too easy. I think Raymond's got to bend that towards the far post. He chokes it because it is on his weaker side. He's trying to hit the target and it comes off with Suter. But that is a big let-off for Rangers.
It's as big a chance as we've had in the game. St Johnstone have been on the back foot for the opening quarter, but they might well have had the opening goal there. They do have a corner kick on the right hand side to be taken by the left foot of Carey, swung into the 6-yard box, but Proper meets it firmly and gets it away. Matondo and McPherson contest it.
I think that's a Rangers throw as well.
I think you're right.
The officials disagree. It's St Johnstone taking it down the right hand side. Kimpioka's done well to keep that in, but it's eventually just going to drift behind before Sidibe can get there. It will be a Rangers goal kick. 24 minutes on the clock, and it's still Rangers nil, St Johnstone nil. It has been for the most part Rangers on the attack, but as I say, they've not troubled Josh Ray yet.
No, they've not really, but they have looked sharp, and as I said, that little change to the formation that Craig's probably done. I thought it would help them because they'll stop Diamandi playing, but I think as Richard's pointed out so many times, and I have, it's meaning that Dre Wright and Raymond on this left side, they're not really getting the cover when the wide players are coming inside. They would normally have the 3 centre backs, so the wider centre backs can step out and go and engage and allow the 3 central midfielders to try and cover runs from the middle of the park. But yeah, Rangers certainly on top, but again, yeah, not troubled the goalkeeper yet.
Ray clears long from the edge of his penalty area. Suter knocks it back forward. Sanders returns it up towards the edge of the Rangers box. Proper gets his head to it, nods it down for Tavernier. He plays it out of play, and it will be a St Johnstone throw in midway inside the Rangers half on the left hand side. Andrew Raymond.
For as sharp as they've looked going forward, they don't look comfortable defensively.
No,
they don't look comfortable with that high bouncing ball. You know, the first contacts are poor, it's bouncing around, they struggle to clear it, and St Johnstone just need to keep putting the ball back in there and putting them under pressure.
Raymond just unable to keep the ball in play. It's out for a Rangers throw in down below us, just in front of Philippe Clement. Czerny will leave that to James Tavernier, who's looking for options here on his 465th Rangers appearance. Sterling makes a run forward, but Tavernier goes inside instead to Czerny. It's back with the skipper. Now it's Suter, closed down by Kimpioka, and then he turns and knocks it long. It's a wonderful ball from Suter. Oh, brilliant first touch from Matondo, but he's made the most of it. He's up against Trey Wright. Shefty going outside of him. He feeds him inside the penalty on the left hand side, cuts it back for Danilo, off target. Big chance for Danilo, best chance that's fallen the Brazilians' way so far. Magical run there by Shefty in support of Matondo, cuts it back on a plate again for Danilo, but he hits it well over the top, and it remains Rangers nil, St Johnstone nil, 26 in.
Yeah, I mean it's a good cut back and he gets a good connection, but I would still love that ball fired across. I think it's Diamande, is it? 10.
Diamande goes.
He goes, so at least someone's going across the front post, but you know, it's a more difficult skill. You're on your back foot, you're trying to hook it towards the goal, just smash it across the goal, but again it comes from that area. I'm really surprised that St Johnstone haven't changed anything at the moment.
Well, all they need to do, because it's really aggressive from St Johnstone,
just drop Nielsen in.
Dowell's lost it in a dangerous position. Carey slides it forward in the left flank now for Sidibe. Sidibe almost at the goal line, just checks back, finds Carey once more. He'll try and swing it in. Looks like he's got too much action in that, and it's going straight behind. Carey is, as we all know, a lot better than that, but poor delivery on that occasion from the Irishman. Behind for a goal kick, Rangers nil, St Johnstone nil.
Well, the risk at Craig's playing with St Johnstone's two strikers up top. He's saying that, you know, he'd have loved to have played that last year, but he just wasn't allowed to, and they've started well by scoring goals, but all they need to do is just flatten or pencil up the two strikers. They're really flat, which means that they're losing out in the middle of the park, and then they're losing out in this wide area for Jeff. They need to do something.
Here's Jefty again, left hand side into the penalty, looking for Danilo, headed away though by Cameron, only as far as Tavernier, with 35 from goal. Dowell infield to Sterling, midway inside St Johnstone half now, on to Czerny. Czerny tries to flick it through there for Danilo, too much on the pass, behind for a goal kick, 27 and a half on the clock, 0-0.
What I mean is that one of the strikers just sits on the deepest line midfielder. That then allows your midfielder to flatten out and stop fullbacks getting like 30 yards to rampage into. Just now, because the two strikers are side by side, the fullbacks are going high and wide. The central players can't get out to them. Before they get out to them, it's too late, and they're getting overlaps on Dre Wright, and in particular not so much Raymond, because it's going down the left, because they know that that's where the joy's coming from.
But because of the McPherson and Smith, their position's that kind of deep anyway. But Diamande's not really got much space behind them for Nielsen to pick up.
Well, that's where Nielsen should be just.
So Nielsen should just drop into the three, and that then allows, would it be Sanders on the right hand side to cover that space?
And
now
Dre
I know
Wright to get higher.
Yeah, now I know it means that Sanders would probably have to deal with Matondo and Dre Wright deals with Chefche, but at least it gives you bodies in those areas. Whereas right now, because there's so much space, Rangers players keep running into it.
Sterling picks up midway inside his own half, on to Diamande, going back the way to Proper, out to the left hand side for Jefty, who has impressed.
He's good on the ball, really is good on the ball.
Finds Tavernier, out to the right hand side now for Czerny. Czerny just skips away from Raymond. Kimpioka coming back to try and stop him. He's got the ball through to Diamande on the right foot. Good stop from Ray. Come to Danilo. He should have scored, but Ray makes a good stop. Out to smother him quickly, but Danilo should have buried that, and the ball's out now for a St Johnstone throw-in, but that should have been Rangers 1 up.
Well, he makes amends, doesn't he, because it's a bit of a howler. I mean, he's trying to take a sting out the shot, but he just parries it down, and Diamande's he's taking a bit of risk. As he get in there, when it comes back to Danilo, he's just trying to clip it past him. It's a good strike, but he parries it down, trying to take heat out of it. All he does is just put it into Danilo, and it should be 1-0 Rangers, but a really good stop in the end.
Yeah, good reactions from the former Airdrie keeper to make amends for the first save, which did take it into the path of Danilo. Recovered well, so it's still 0-0 as the half-hour mark approaches. Suter's got that pass forward, looking for Matondo wrong, all the way through to the St Johnstone keeper, Josh Ray. It's a couple of sights of goal though Danilo's had. I wonder if more match fit, sharper Danilo buries those kind of chances. It's the kind of chances that Cyril Dessers has forever been criticised for missing. Forward it goes up to the halfway line for Rangers. It's through for Danilo. What's his pace like here? Just nudges Sanders aside, plays it to the left for Matondo, just outside the penalty area. Dowell wants it. Matondo still though on the edge of the box, looking for the 1-2. It was never really on. Diamondi quickly closed down, and it's out for a throw-in over on the far side. 2 Rangers midway inside the St Johnstone half. Half an hour in there, 0-0 in this final League Cup tie of the day. 3 more to come, as I say, tomorrow. Full coverage on Sports Sound, start from just after midday tomorrow on all our frequencies, and on BBC Sounds, and on the website and on digital as well.
St Johnstone, sorry, I was just about to say St Johnstone have adjusted slightly. Kimpioka's come out to the left hand side, and Carey's now playing in a sort of 10 role with Sidibe up top, so they're trying to stop Jeff Dave bombing forward, or at least if he is going to do it, he's under pressure.
Good run from Matondo again down the left. He's also been bright in these early stages, back with Jefty. And Matondo once more, midway inside the St Johnstone half, hugging that left touchline. He has to go back the way to Proper, about 10 yards inside his own half. Quickly on to Dowell, who spreads play, looking for Tavernier. Doesn't get there though. Headed away by Raymond. Up to Kimpioka. He's got 3 Rangers players round about him. Dowell brings him down though. It'll be a St Johnstone free kick midway inside their own half. 31 on the clock. And it's still goalless, and Rangers have had the better of the play, but Raymond had a big chance for St Johnstone. Danilo's had a couple of good opportunities also for Rangers, none of them taken, and that's why it's still goalless at the National Stadium after just over half an hour. Josh Ray preparing to take this free kick from well out of his goal area. Actually, McDermott encouraged him to just get on with it. Remember, St Johnstone famously put Rangers out of the Scottish Cup in the season they won the league at Ibrox on penalties, as Raymond picks up on the left hand side. Charged down by Tavernier. Rangers have won the last 5 meetings with St Johnstone, all without conceding a goal, including all 3 last season. But although they haven't conceded today either, they haven't been able to score one of their own as yet. As Sterling gets his head to the ball, Diamondi, it's a poor attempt to bring the ball down, and picked up by Sidibe, but he's quickly closed down, and Jefty gets it back to Diamondi. I'm not sure that Diamondi's enjoying the slightly more advanced midfield role that he's playing today. Hasn't been quite as effective as Cameron is adjudged to have run that ball out of play. It's going to be a Rangers throw in, right hand side, midway inside the St Johnstone half. Czerny just throws it to Tavernier.
Just on that, I wonder if Dowell would be more comfortable in there.
Yeah.
Just that slightly higher up. Just, you know, it's receiving your ball with the back to goal most of the time. It's a different skill than he's used to. And to me, Dowell's like someone who seems to thrive in those kind of areas.
Yeah, maybe. But Philippe Clement is really. He seems just hell-bent on playing his 10, doesn't he? Once a 10, it might be that he can flatten that midfield out, Diamandi. Just flatten out. Now, what's Nielsen going to do then? Is he going to step in? Is he going to drop back into the back 3?
Out it comes to Tavernier. Good pass from Proper. Forward he comes, Tavernier. Into the box towards the back post. It's just over. Matondo there. Dowell out to Matondo. He clips it in, looking for Danilo. It's a poor ball though from Rami Matondo. Out of play for a St Johnstone goal kick. 34 minutes almost on the clock here at Hampden, and still no goals for either side. As Josh Ray prepares to take this latest goal kick. I mean, how will Philippe Clement be feeling about proceedings so far? As we've all said, I think that Rangers started the game quite brightly. I don't know if that's just ebbed off slightly in the last 5-10 minutes.
I think he'll be frustrated. You know, they've had one real good opportunity. They've had a couple of half opportunities almost. But I think for the way they started the game, you'd expect them to have more chances. You'd expect the goalkeeper to have made more saves. He made a mistake and then rectified it with a great save. But other than that, he's not really had much to do. And I think that just the lack of kind of goalmouth action was probably going to frustrate Clermont, because they have controlled the game in large parts. They've looked a little bit nervous at the back on those high balls, and St Johnstone keep piling them in there, which I think they should do more of. But other than that, they've been relatively comfortable. But yeah, just the lack of kind of goalmouth action really would be a frustration for the Rangers manager, I would think.
Suter has it, plays it to Proper, out to the left hand side for Sterling. Sterling brings it forward over the halfway line. St Johnstone sit off Rangers until they're into their territory, as Matondo is at the moment. Back with Proper, more or less than the halfway line, just edges forward and plays it back to Suter inside the centre circle, and out to the right now for Czerny. Czerny, first time ball, looking for Tavernier, but he's tracked there by Kimpioka. Kimpioka just knocks it out of play. Tavernier will take the throw in. Dowell offers, gives it back to Tavernier. Now it's on for Danilo, who's coming out to this right hand side, tries to squeeze it back through to Dowell. Danilo battling away to keep possession. Then Suter plays it forward, comes to Czerny in the end, 25 yards from goal. Tries have hit it from behind him. It's Shefty who takes the shot on, and that's not too far away, but it is off target again. This time from Shefty. 36 minutes in, Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0.
Well, working it down the right side, when it went to Czerny, it was almost in a very similar position against Motherwell. I thought he was going to whip his left foot around it as he rolls it inside. I mean, from our position, we know this is going over, but it did open up for him under pressure a little bit. But again, you just want him to hit target. He's trying to shape it towards the top corner, a couple of yards over the bar. But he's enjoying getting forward tonight.
Josh Ray then to take this goal kick with about 9 minutes left in the first period. Goalless first half so far, as Kimpioka picks up on the left hand side, holding off Tavernier on the halfway line. Pokes it back for Raymond. Raymond just keeps it in. He's under pressure here from Czerny. Raymond, good composure though, gets it back from Carey, and then it's out of play off Dowell, and it'll be a throw in to St Johnstone on the halfway line, left hand side.
Yeah, I tell you what, if Carey could have got his head up there, Smith is in acres of space on that right hand side. Chekchi's tucked in because he has to, because of the two strikers, and I think that if they could switch that ball over, that could be an avenue for St Johnstone, but couldn't get the head up.
Here is Carey. If anyone can find that pass, it'll be him. Plays it forward, looking for the run of Sidibe.
He'll get there, he's quick.
Yeah, I thought he was offside, but the flag is up actually. One of those ones you'd expect actually the flag not to go up, because it was pretty close, but free kick is given against Adama Sidibe, who, if newspaper reports are to be believed, could be a target for Aberdeen before the window closes. Talk of a £500,000 bid going in there, but we shall wait and see. Certainly Aberdeen have got money to burn. There's a ball over the top looking for Diamondi. Not sure if he's onside, but he's nodding it down to Danilo. Danilo out for Czerny. Czerny inside the box, goes for goal over the top. Should score again, Czerny, this time on the right foot. Blazes it over the bar. I don't think the flag went up either, but Czerny, the latest Rangers player to miss the target.
He's made one or two good runs from there in that number 10 position, Diamandi. I was like you, I was waiting on the flag to go up. Of course the play will go on, but when it goes to Czerny, he's getting lots of time, he's getting lots of space. It's on his right side, maybe his weaker side, but again, like Jeffy, like Tavernier, he's got to hit target. Just get across him, and he knows it.
It was actually the one time that Nielsen stepped forward, going for pressure on the ball, and Diamandi recognises that and then bursts forward. But again, you know, I don't think there's any value in Nielsen stepping forward there. I think just stay in your slot and you deal with the run.
Given away in the midfield there by Smith, and Jefty will pick up left hand side, coming up towards the halfway line. Settled in pretty quickly at Rangers, and with the injury to Yilmaz, it looks like he's going to get plenty of game time for the next few weeks at least. Suter just plays it back to Butland. Just over 6 minutes left in the first half. Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0 in this League Cup last 16 tie at Hampden. As Proper picks up on the edge of his penalty area, launches it long, looking for Czerny to get in behind there. Czerny is in behind. Czerny, can he latch on to this? Keeper comes out. Czerny still battling away. Can he get the shot off? Eventually it's forced behind by Cameron. It will be a corner again. Rangers with the opening, they just can't take their chance.
Yeah, it's so basic. A long ball down the middle, you can see it coming from a mile away. The St Johnstone player doesn't check Czerny's run. He's in. He's unlucky. The goalkeeper kind of flaps at it, and eventually they get it clear. Good defending, I suppose, just to get your arm on him there. Czerny didn't fancy that one.
No, neither did Josh Ray, the St Johnstone goalkeeper. He didn't look convincing either. Generally, that's when a forward, you normally take the old knee right into the sternum or the chest, where he comes out and cleans everything out. He looked as if he didn't fancy it, Josh Ray.
Here's Tavernier, left-hand side, curls it into the 6-yard box. Good punch there from Josh Ray to get it well clear. Diamonde beaten to the ball there by Sidibe. St Johnstone now on the counter as Smith plays it over the top now for Kimpioka, left-hand side. Back comes Jefte with him. Kimpioka at the angle of the box on the left. Just nudges it back to Carey. Carey left-footed. Out to the right-hand side now for Smith. Smith in the right. It's a great ball in off the post.
What a save that is.
He saved it, didn't he?
Well, I thought it came off the post initially, but it's a good effort from Sidibe. It's a goal kick that's been given.
I thought it was a saver.
So did I.
What a ball. That's a great pick out from Graham Carey when it gets brought down from Matt Smith. That's the ball everybody loves as a forward.
The defending from Rangers though is pretty poor. They've got 2 beyond the ball, 1 deeper. I'm convinced this is a save.
It's not. It's off the post actually. From our angle it looked like Butland, but he had it covered probably. But Smith whips it in there. Sidibe with a lovely little volley, and he's 4 or 5 inches from finding the inside of the post, maybe into the net. But I thought Butland was across, Richard. That's why I thought he'd saved it. But you were right, Al. Your eyesight's better than mine.
It's the first time for everything. So
50-year-old eyes. It's just scooped up in there.
Not far off it, Neil. So anyway, it's still goalless, but Rangers surviving a scare there. Now they're coming forward through Jefte. Puts a decent ball into the box, but it's well defended and out for a throw in over on the far side. 4 minutes to the break, 0-0 it stands, but St Johnstone coming closer than anyone has just in the last few minutes with that Sidibe effort off the post. Rangers, for all their attacking play, haven't been able to find the opening goal. Here's Matondo, infield to Czerny. Czerny in a central position, 25 yards from goal. Well challenged though by McPherson, picked up by Carey. Carey just dinks it forward. It'll be picked up by Kimpioka. Left-hand side, moves away from Dill. Back in field. That might give St Johnstone a little bit of a lift, knowing that they can create opportunities like they did there. Here's Kimpioka, left-hand side, plays it back to Carey. Carey about 15 yards inside Rangers half. Down the left he goes for Raymond. Raymond back to Carey once more. St Johnstone enjoying a little bit of possession. Cameron plays it square to Sanders. Sanders midway inside his own half, just plays it back to his captain Kyle Cameron, former Newcastle United youth player. He finds McPherson in the middle of the park. Back to Sanders once more. He goes down the right channel. It's asking an awful lot of Smith there. Jefte there well in advance, and now it's back with Proper for Jefte. Left hand side, just slides it down the line for Matondo, who looked like he took a shove there from Dre Wright. Wright's one possession, and
he's got to protect that though.
Given, yeah.
Coming inside blind is a very dangerous thing to do. No cover in midfield. He's just got to take it in.
Sidibe challenged there by Proper, out for a throw into St Johnstone. A couple of minutes left in the half, 0-0. St Johnstone just enjoying the attacking play in the last few minutes a bit more than they have done for the most of the first half. They'll have an opportunity here with a throw in on the right hand side to maybe hurl this one into the Rangers penalty. To ask a few questions here of Jack Butland in his defence as the referee wants a word. Oh, there's
Proper. Yeah,
Proper.
I think he's done here. He's holding the top of his quad.
Well, Philippe Clement spoke a lot in his first few months in charge about needing to get a stage where his players were available to him more often than not, and not having so many injuries. And they've had a full pre-season, and they're falling like flies in this early part of the season. Rob Proper, the latest to seemingly be struggling. He's holding his groin almost. There, Ben Davies looks like he's getting ready to come on, and so Rangers' injury worries mount even further.
Well, that's a couple of muscle injuries in the last couple of games. Yilmaz and now Proper. Again, we talk about recruitment and getting guys ready and saying it might take a wee bit of time to get up to speed, but you're right, Al, pre-season's gone. We're into the season now. You're looking for a wee bit more robustness to your squad, to your team. Again, is that the reason why the medical staff are talking about Czerny not being able to start the game? I don't know. The condition's a big question for me.
Well, he's brought in his own team now, hasn't he? He wasn't happy with the fitness levels generally when he came in, and he's had an opportunity to put his own people in place, and still the injuries come thick and fast as Rangers now try and defend this St Johnstone throw, and a long one comes in from the right hand side. It is reasonably well defended, picked up by Danilo, who's back there. 3 minutes of added on time with St Johnstone. Pick up on the goal line. Carey there looking for a free kick, which is never going to come. Pretty hopeful claims for a free kick, and Rangers quickly take the goal kick. Buckland launches it long. The impetus is rather gone out of Rangers' play. Started pretty well, but here's Diamondi trying to change that. Flicks it into the middle. Danilo wins the header, just wide from Danilo. Rose well, got the header in, but it's a few inches wide of that right hand post, and into injury time we go. It remains Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0.
Yeah, it's a real difficult ball to do anything with. It's just floated in there. It's into a decent area, but you do really well to score there. I think probably back across the goalkeeper where it came from, but he's stretching for it. But yeah, you're right, Al. I think St Johnstone hitting the post, they've enjoyed a little bit of possession, get a bit of confidence. Rangers have kind of slowed down their attack. It's funny you talk about the injuries for Rangers. If you remember when Postecoglou first came in at Celtic, there was a load of hamstring injuries, and he basically said, no, this is the way I train. These guys need to get to the level I require. So maybe there's a little bit of that with Philippe Clement.
Yeah, I'm sure he would like to get to the bottom of it as Rangers come forward looking for the opening goal in injury time here. In the first period is Shefty up to the angle of the box, just nudges it back for Matondo. Matondo with a deflection onto the roof of the net. Oh, that was travelling. Not sure if it would have been on target before it took a deflection. It dipped viciously, but onto the roof of the net. Rangers corner as we enter the second minute of stoppage time. Rangers corner on the right hand side to be taken by Czerny. There's a vicious effort there from Matondo as Czerny now prepares to take the corner kick on the right hand side, left footed. And it comes a low one. It's not a great delivery at all by Czerny, easily defended there by Smith to knock it out of play on this near side, the Rangers right. Tavernier with a throw in into Czerny, tries to get it back to his captain. It's taken away from him, but Diamondi will pick up on the right hand side and play it back to Suter. Now Davies, the Rangers sub, plays it to the left hand side for Sterling. Back to Davies just inside his own half. Now Sterling once more, left hand side, clips it forward for Matondo. Matondo just checks inside, another nice little bit of skill. Sterling's gone outside with Matondo, finds the back post. Czerny with a shot, good save. Ray comes to Tavernier. Tavernier right hand side, back to Czerny. Can he get the ball back into the danger area? He can, but it's the header goes well off target from Diamondi's. Not out of play though, cleared up to the halfway line. Suter for Davies. Rangers knocking on the door just in the last minute or two of this injury time in the first period. It's Matondo once more, tries to go for a goal this time. He's well off target on that occasion, and it looks like we are heading in at half time with the scoreline. Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0.
I think since Ravi Matondo scored against Celtic that in that 3-3 game, that he thinks he can score every single time he gets it in that area. That effort wasn't so nice, but going back to Czerny's effort, really good contact on it, comes in at the back post. He just tried to steer it on target. But yeah, but disappointing for Rangers going in at 0-0 here.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing. Josh Ray keeping out that most recent effort from Czerny. He's been involved a fair old bit, the St Johnstone keeper, and Rangers have had plenty of possession and attacking play, but they haven't been able to find the goal. In fact, Andre Raymond had probably the best opening in the early stages, but hit it off John Suter and it went wide. Then Danilo had a couple of efforts off target as Ray then saved from Diamondi and from Danilo as he made up for an error in saving the Diamondi effort, spilling it into Danilo, but Danilo couldn't capitalise and that was turned wide. Czerny blazed over from a good angle before. Sidibe came closer than anyone to opening the scoring as Matt Smith found him inside the penalty. The volley came off the upright though, and St Johnstone were denied on that occasion. And then into injury time, Danilo had a header just wide before Czerny was denied by the goalkeeper. And so at half time at Hampden, it's Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0.
The Scottish League Cup,
live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland,
where Scottish football lives.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. 5 ties today in the Premier Sports Cup. Goalless at half-time at Hampden Park. We'll get further thoughts from Neil McCann and Richard Foster. Earlier today, Aberdeen 1, Queen's Park 0. We'll hear from Jimmy Tulline shortly. Dundee 6, Airdrie 1, Falkirk 2, Hearts 0. We heard from both managers earlier in the programme. And what a result at Ainsley Park. Spartans 1, Ross County 0. The Spartans manager is Dougie Samuel. He is the longest serving manager in senior Scottish football, well clear of everybody else. And after that famous win today, he spoke with our reporter Amy Canavan.
To get many congratulations. How do you start to sum that one up?
Oh, it's very difficult actually, but I think in a nutshell I thought everybody gave everything today and executed the game plan really well. And it wasn't just about sitting in a low block all game. I think we did carry a threat going forward, and fairly on, you know, it's with a couple of opportunities through Cammy Russell. It gave us a bit of confidence and a bit of belief that we could score in the game.
You look at the side, the emotions that are all taking place after this game. What does it mean to you to lead this group of boys to yet another, but this one ranks pretty highly, but yet another historic moment at Spartans?
Listen, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. You know, I've been given time to build more than one team here, and I'm working with a really special group of people, first and foremost, who happen to be also talented footballers. You know, if you watch people like Dishington and Russell today working their socks off for their colleagues and their peers, you know, it's just phenomenal. So I feel very, very lucky and blessed to be at the helm at this time. You mentioned Cammy Russell, Jamie Dishington as well, but we better give a little word of mention to Blair Henderson. It's all right when you've got a striker like that up top, isn't it? Yeah, listen, history will show that he's been one of the most significant signings in the club's history, if not the most significant. So I'm delighted for him. He's in a good place and now. He's started the season well, and he's our talisman at the top end. Dougie, nobody knows this club better than you. You know the fabric of it. What does this progression into the last 8 of the Premier Sports Cup mean for this community club? It just means we've taken the jersey to new heights, and I think that's what you're trying to do each season. Is you're just trying to keep raising standards, raising the bar, and setting targets for others to follow. You know, I think I'm fully aware that I'm standing on the shoulders of giants at this football club. There was people before me that did special things and achieved great things too. So it's been very much a journey of organic growth and an incremental process, and we'll continue in that way, just to try and keep building.
Spend 2 hours.
Hopefully we can keep progressing on and off the park. A first win against a top flight club. Who are you looking at in the next round now then? Oh, listen, I've not got a good record when it comes to draws. I don't think I've been the luckiest managers with draws over the years, but clearly would love to play. No, I can't say the Old Firm because I'm a Hibs fan, so I'm hoping Hibs will win tomorrow, but the Old Firm would be amazing. But anybody at home, obviously, that packs the place out. This is a really special arena with 3,500 people in it, and it also makes for a special day for the whole Spartans family and the community as a whole. So, being selfish, I'd like it to be at home in front of a full house, but for the players, I hope it's away from home against a Premiership team with a sellout. And just finally, this is only Spartan's second season in the SPFL. Last season there was that historic game against Hearts where you came close. Now that game, that Premiership titan has been knocked down. It's all been coming, hasn't it? It's all been brewing. Yeah, as I said, it's been over a period of time, you know, like there's been plenty of disappointments in there as well. I mean, don't forget we missed out in the playoffs, and that still hurts, and that's going to help to drive us on this season. But as I said, it's a special time to be a Spartan, a special time to be a part of the club, and you know, we hope we can just keep making that progression year on year.
Congratulations to Spartans, 1-0 at home to Ross County. There was also a 1-0 victory for Aberdeen at Pittodrie this afternoon, beating Queen's Park. That goal coming in the 92nd minute from Topi Keskoven. Let's now hear from the Dons boss, Jimmy Tulline. He's been speaking with our reporter, Tyrone Smith.
Jimmy, it was a difficult game, but you're through, and that's all that matters, isn't it?
Exactly. We're still learning and growing, but it's always difficult. They play good defense and also have some opportunity in the first half. They need some luck also to go through this round. So I think the players stay calm and try to be methodic and all the way consistent in the last part with the process, and finally find a winning goal. That's nice.
You created plenty of chances. That would be the positive. The negative is that you didn't take them.
Yeah, also the goalkeeper did some good saves also. We have to also respect that, and the fight, and they really believe in the idea of the game. So, and they have some, like I told you in the first half, they have 2 really good opportunities, and then maybe the game different way. But now we are through, and the fans stayed with us after the first half and pushed us over to the winning goal. So I'm happy with how it ending, and also the energy we try to create here with our supporters. Sometimes you need that extra push when the opponent defend well, or so don't the stress arrive in the wrong way. So it's good.
As you created the chances but didn't take them, did you start to think it was going to be one of those days and it might not be your day?
It's football, but I think I have a strong belief in the squad right now, and we may also the players who come in the game did also well, and also good for Toppy to make this goal his first game for Aberdeen. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. It's ending well. That's good.
It was a cracking goal, wasn't it? He rolled his man and it was a great finish. And he wasn't on the pitch that long, but I think we saw the quality that he will bring to the squad. Yeah, of course, it's not easy when you just train some trainings with the team and arrive, but I think he showed himself like his pace and that he's quite aggressive when attacking, and he also have some runs in behind to try to score, so he was direct against the goal, and that was nice to see. Just finally, that's now 7 wins out of 7 for you since you've arrived here at Pittodrie. Have you been surprised at just how smoothly it's all gone so far? I don't think it's smoothly. I think you have to find a way to win games. Still, we have things to improve. And, it's also good that they have clean sheet today, and but we just need to keep trying and grow and be better all the time, and have some strong determination to manage the league and also the cup games. And then you need some luck sometimes, and so far so good. Jimmy, well done today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Jimmy Tillian there, his side dominated possession this afternoon, 66% to 34% for Queen's Park. 14 shots for the home side, 7 for Queen's, 7 on target for the Dons, 5 on target for Queen's Park. A very decent effort, you'd have to say, from Callum Davidson's side, but undone in the 92nd minute. Just news of our second managerial casualty of the season. Arbroath have parted company with Jim McIntyre following their 3-0 defeat at home to Kelty Hearts this afternoon. Right, goalless at Hampden Park. Let's get to our pundits there, Neil McCann and Richard Foster. Your assessment, Neil, of that first half?
Rangers probably should be ahead, Kenny, but we've seen in the past that not ruthless in front of goals. St Johnstone always carry a threat. It was interesting, Richard and I watching it and seeing the little tactical battles starting to appear early on in the game, and it took a wee while before Craig actually adjusted his system to flatten out a little bit, because Rangers were enjoying so much possession down that left side. I said that Jeffy, I'm not sure how good a defender he is. Well, he's not really had to defend all that much, and his strong suit looks like going forward. He was really good in the first half in terms of his application, getting forward, doubling up on Dre Wright. I don't think Dre Wright's enjoying his afternoon, that's for sure, because he's not a natural fullback, Kenny, and so many times the danger was coming down that side. But I think, as Richard said, I think Philippe Coman he'll be kind of frustrated because they should be ahead. I'm not sure Diamandi's really worked, and the number 10 just being deployed there. I just wonder whether allowing him to time his runs from a deeper position will give St Johnstone more trouble. But listen, it's a difficult game. I think St Johnstone, I think they'll come into it. We're watching Dessers warming up quite strenuously just now, so you'd imagine he's going to come on for Danilo, which is a different problem for St Johnstone to go and combat against. But I think the game's there for Rangers to take, but they always look a little bit vulnerable on that counter-attack with Sidibe and Kimpioka.
Just a reminder, at 7 o'clock there will be a choice of listening. Sports Sound will continue on Radio Scotland Extra and on medium wave, whereas on Radio Scotland FM you can hear Take the Floor with Gary Innes after the news at 7 o'clock. So Alistair will bring you more information on that split just at 7 o'clock on BBC Radio Scotland. Richard Foster, from a St Johnstone perspective, Craig Levein fairly happy so far?
Yeah, Craig Levein will be very happy. You know, they've got in 0-0. They've probably had the best chance. Well, not the best chance. I said Danilo probably had the best chance, but they've had, you know, they became the closest in terms of scoring a goal. I'd like them to, you know, to be a bit more composed in the ball. They had a spell after they hit the post where they just knocked the ball around, Rangers are used to getting on the ball, going after it, but they put a lot of work into that first half, Rangers, so St Johnstone can maybe start to be a little bit more composed in the ball, move it around a little bit, and allow their players to get up the pitch. Sidibe and Kimpioka have spoke about real threats on the counter-attack, but they can't sprint about for 90 minutes. So, if St Johnstone can actually build the play a little bit and sustain attacks more, it'll allow those two to be a little bit sharper, a little bit more central, closer to the goal. I mean, a lot of the work they do is kind of deeper in the wider areas. I think the fact that it took a while for St Johnstone to change in the first half, and Chepche was getting the freedom of that right-hand side of St Johnstone. Craig Levein obviously changes it, but for me, the players on the pitch, take a bit of responsibility. Like I said, I know I was just joking, but if I'm Dre Wright, I'm telling Smith, come over here and stand. Just stand in the space, because if you stand in the space, he won't run into it. But what was happening was Smith was staying away, Nielsen was in the middle. The distance between the right side centre half and Dre Wright was a dream for Matondo, who's an absolute flying machine. And I just thought that Dre was, had a real hard time. Go and try and help yourself out. Go and pull people in the right position. Move people in ahead of you into a position that protects you a little bit, because otherwise you're 1v1 with the quickest guy in the pitch. Now Dre's fast, but he's not as explosive as Matondo, and that causes St Johnstone a real problem. And I think they were probably lucky not to concede from that situation. Now that they've got in at half time, I'm sure there'll be an adjustment in terms of either the shape of the personnel or just the organisation from St Johnstone, and that might nullify that threat. Obviously Rangers should have threats all over the pitch. We've seen in flashes from Czerny what he can do, but over the piece, Craig Levein will be very, very happy, because it's still 0-0. They're in the cup tie, and they know they carry such a threat on the break.
A surprise, Neil, to see Danilo start this evening. How has he looked?
He looked. It's having a wee spark now and again. He had a chance with his head. He had that chance where Josh Ray spills it down to him from Diamandi's shot, and he's probably not that razor sharp centre forward where you're just going to just on it in a flash and poke it past him. He's tried to be assured with his touch, and it's a really good stop from Josh Ray second time around where he spreads himself. But Kenny, 45 minutes is not enough to judge a boy. What I would say is he's definitely not up to full match practice speed. You can see that he's short. Still retains that little bit of pace that I think it could be really explosive for Rangers once he gets to that stage. But they need to get these boys up to speed quicker, Kenny. I mean, you're talking about another muscle injury to a new signing in Proper. And this is, again, I'll touch on it, we'll probably get into it after the game. Signing guys for this country, the guys need to be robust enough to deal with the intensity that the game brings here. And I mean, Philippe Clement is talking about a lot of these guys need more time to get minutes and get up to the adjustment of the pace of the game here. You're not going to get it, and it's shown already with some of the injuries that the squad's getting, maybe just getting caught out with lack of fitness and not being ready to deal with it.
Yeah, no doubt at all. Another injury blow for Philippe Clement. Let's see what the second half provides at the National Stadium. Let's get back to our commentary team of Neil McCann, Richard Foster and Alistair Lamont.
Thanks again, Kenny. Confirmation of the change that was hinted at there at half-time. Cyril Dessers is on for Danilo for the second period. So Rangers now made two changes to their starting lineup, with Ben Davies having come on late in the first period for the injured Robin Proper. So Johnstone about to get us back underway. They'll go from left to right in this second period as we look at it from the top of the main stand. The whistle goes, and eventually Graham Carey just rolls it back to Jack Sanders, who launches it down that left-hand side for St Johnstone off the head of Tavernier, now for a throw-in to St Johnstone. No changes to the Saints starting 11 as yet, so they will go with the same personnel for this second period for the moment at least, as they have another throw-in out on the far side, their left-hand side, to be taken by Andre Raymond midway inside the Rangers half. Sidibe makes the run for him. It's Sidibe who collects the ball down the left-hand side, plays it off Czerny, and out for another throw-in, about 15 yards perhaps from the corner flag on that St Johnstone left-hand side as they attack, looking to try and make an impact early in this second period, having come really close to opening the scoring late in the first period with the Sidibe volley. Dre Wright's come all the way across from right to left to take this throw in, winding up a long one by the looks of it. St Johnstone got plenty of bodies in the penalty area, and it comes poked away, but only as far as Matt Smith. That looked like it might have taken a nick on its way through, but nothing given by the referee other than the goal kick to Rangers. And so 46 and a half minutes in, it's still Rangers nil, St Johnstone nil.
Yeah, I think Smith's just got to help that back into the danger area, make Rangers defend. Tell you what, if I was Dre Wright, I wouldn't be making that cross-field sprint too often to take throw-ins, that's for sure. He's got one of them kind of long, short throws. I'm not sure there's much value.
So you're saying it's not worth it?
I'm not sure.
Also, you probably want to conserve energy given the amount of tracking he's had to do in the first half. Anyway, Rangers have it at the back. Suter for Dowell. Back with Suter midway inside his own half. Plays it to the left-hand side to Davies. One thing that Ben Davies certainly offers is a natural left-footed balance to that centre-back pairing now with Suter and Davies that certainly doesn't have with Proper. It'll be interesting to hear Philippe Clement's view on that latest injury suffered by Robin Proper. St Johnstone have a throw in right hand side, midway inside their own half. It's Dre Wright again taking that one up towards Sidibe. He and Shefty collide, and Dowell picks up a good purposeful run from him, slides it forward from Matondo. Matondo now taking over from Diamondi, tries another little trick. Sanders just too strong for him, sees it out of play. St Johnstone goal kick. Jack Sanders has looked pretty decent. I mean, he's struggled to get any game time at Kilmarnock at all, out on loan at Ayr last season, but he looks the part so far this afternoon, this evening.
Yeah, I mean, he what he lacks in pace, he uses with his body. He gets his big frame across Matondo there, and to be all fairness to Matondo, he's fast, but he's never going to throw Sanders out the way, so it was good defending. But he's looked relatively comfortable.
Yeah, it's a new look defence, certainly for St Johnstone, with Sanders, Nielsen and Cameron as the back three that started the game, albeit Nielsen has very quickly stepped into a kind of holding midfield role to try and nullify Diamondi. It's worked.
I think he played in there a few times for Partick Thistle, didn't he, Nielsen?
So.
He looks comfortable in there in terms of being on the ball.
McPherson's given it away, he's given it to Matondo, who's caught by Carey as he played the pass. It wasn't a great pass, and maybe a little bit fortunate to get the free kick in the halfway line. 3 a bit minutes of this second half have gone, still no goals between Rangers and St Johnstone.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's too much in it. Really, Matondo just run into Carey, but a really poor pass from Cammy McPherson, who's normally quite assured on the ball, but playing a square pass, and it was cut out by Rangers.
Here's Davies out to the left hand side. It's a good ball for Shefty. Shefty able to take it in his stride, plays a low ball in looking for Dessers. Back there went Nielsen, doing good covering work there to knock it out to this near side. The Rangers left as Davies gets it back to Matondo. Matondo cuts in on that right foot from the left, plays it square to Czerny. Poor first touch, could have got the shot away. Raymond unable to clear though. Czerny charges it down, tries to keep it in, he's managed to do so. Tavernier picks up, challenged by Raymond, has to go back the way to the halfway line. Now it's Suter. Suter just remains composed and moves away initially from Sidibe, then gets the pass off, thought he was fouled, but the referee allows play to continue anyway with Tavernier now in possession. John Suter will take a chance or two now and again as Dowell tries to lift it forward for Czerny. Too much on it, out for a throw on the far side. 50 minutes actually gone now. Still Rangers nil, St Johnstone nil.
Yeah, this right side of St Johnstone still worries me a little bit. I was watching the play build up there, and St Johnstone have 3 midfielders very, very narrow on the left side, and there's a huge gap then to Smith. But then Smith obviously naturally is not a defender, so anytime Chefchi goes forward, Smith's watching the ball, and Chefchi's on so often, and Rangers just need to keep giving him the ball because he was a threat in the first half and it was working, so keep doing it.
Here is Smith up against Shefty, an attacking sense this time, gets the ball forward for Sidibe, up against Davies here. Sidibe holds on to it, good strong hold up play. Cross comes Sterling to help out, he just knocks it out of play for a St Johnstone throw in about 10 yards from the corner flag.
I know Sidibe's he's strong, right, and he's quick, but that's when you want your centre backs just to be really aggressive and just say, no, I'm just putting a big arm across here or a big leg and just be aggressive. It's too easy for a centre back to get thrown out of the way.
Dre Wright takes a short throw in this time from the right hand side, gets it back now and then plays it to Nielsen. Nielsen sweeps into the penalty area, away by Davies. Dessers gives it away to Smith, and now it's out to the right hand side for Carey. Carey up against Jefty, into the penalty area he comes on that left foot, just plays it, looks to get it back there from Sidibe, breaks back to Dre Wright, he gets the shot in but it's blocked out on that left hand side now with Kimpioka. Kimpioka challenged well by Tavernier, but at the expense of a corner. St Johnstone making their own threat here, looking for the opening goal at Hampden, still 0-0.
Richard, you said it, as much as they look really sharp going forward, they look vulnerable in defence, don't they? In that 18-yard box, that was a little give and go from Graham Carey. There was 2 attempts at a shot there.
I tell you what, a better setback if he's getting a shot away.
Cammy McPherson out on that the left-hand side, beg your pardon, for St Johnstone. He's taken the corner short to Carey. McPherson's still on, and McPherson picks up now. He's into the box, drives it near post. Tavernier in the way, and now Czerny looks to pick the pass for Dessers, but he's giving it straight to Raymond. Rangers under pressure here again. Then as Carey lifts it into the box, Kimpioka's control lets him down. Ricochets off right and then left boot and behind for a goal kick.
I tell you what, that obviously looks like something they've worked on, but it looks like it's for Smith at the edge of the box because he's in acres of space, and then I think McPherson just changes his mind and tries to fire it across, but there's no real space there because Rangers have got everyone sunk back down towards their goal.
McPherson should do better, Richard, but it's really poor from Rangers. A 2v1, and then when Dessers goes out from the front post area, it's far too easy to allow the ball into the byline for McPherson.
Sterling lifts it down the left hand side for Jefty. Jefty with a decent first touch, is away from Dre Wright, but across comes Sanders to clear out a play. Good covering there from the young centre back to help out Dre Wright.
See, Smith's got the arm out pointing to Dre Wright to take Shefty, but he's inside with Matondo.
Matondo picks up on the edge of the box, going to get the shot away. Good save from Josh Ray, stuck out the right foot to keep out. Rangers come again, Tavernier with a slack pass though, and it's a throw into Rangers only. Matondo denied this time by Josh Ray.
Yeah, another really good stop from Josh Ray with his feet, just like he did with Czerny. Czerny gets it on target, as we said, but you're looking for him to find the side net and go across him, and just there Matondo gets a wee bit of a break of the ball. Think it comes off a big Saunders, he does, and again you're just looking for him to find a corner. He's just smashing that almost recklessly, just making sure I'm just going to try and hit this as hard as I can. No composure, no getting the head up to see where the space is, and again it's a comfortable stop with the legs of Ray.
Still 0-0 then. The best chance of the second period as Raymond comes forward now for St Johnstone up towards the halfway line. So lucky with that pass as Nielsen finds Sidibe and then looking to find Kimpioka on the left hand side, but he's overcooked the pass there, Sidibe.
I tell you what, it's very well worked from St Johnstone. Rangers just, I don't know why, but they all just drop right back off and allow St Johnstone to pass the ball out. A better pass there from Sidibe, and Rangers have to defend the box again.
It's just a lack of care and concentration from Sidibe, but John Souttar's getting dragged into wide areas. It's creating gaps in between that defence now.
Tavernier looking to play it in behind, it's cut out, but we'll get another bite at it as he comes forward, trying to shake off Kimpioka. Czerny for Tavernier once more, turns it back inside to Czerny. Czerny on the left foot, curls it just wide. Well, that was one of the best moves from Rangers in the entire game between Tavernier and Czerny, and when Czerny cut in on that left foot you thought he was going to find the bottom corner, but it drifted just wide, and it remains Rangers nil, St Johnstone nil.
Really good from James Tavernier. He has a little glance up as Czerny plays the 1-2, steps inside. I tell you, you just expect him to find the side net, and he sees it. It's perfect for him. He's just opening up that left foot, almost using Saunders as a guard against Ray in the goal, and just trying to steer it inside the far post. He's not far away.
Still goalless then as Davies wins the header up against Sidibe.
I actually think Sanders' position's brilliant. I think he cuts off the back post. I would need to see it again.
Diamonde for Czerny. Czerny is he just clipped it at the edge of the box. Referee reckons he was. It's a yellow card for Raymond, and it's going to be a free kick just outside the box, right of centre. But a good opportunity this for Rangers.
That looked accidental for me with Raymond getting back there. I don't think he just catches him, or maybe he's looking as if the arm's across him as well, but it looked like a tangle of legs. Czerny's inside him. It's a good decision from the referee. It's a little tug, Raymond. Czerny's in. I thought it was just a tangle of legs, but there's just a little. Is there? No, there is. No, I'm actually right. I thought it was a hand in his jersey. Just a tangle of legs.
Aye, Maybe. Is it a free kick? Maybe. Is it a booking? Absolutely not.
No. I thought then on the second replay we're getting
we're
on the
going to
screen
have a choice of listening just before this free kick is taken. Stick with us on Radio Scotland Extra and 810 medium wave for the conclusion of this match. Rangers St Johnstone, 92 to 95 FM. Take the floor with Gary Innes after the 7 o'clock news. So stick with us here. If the football is your bag, Tavernier lining up the free kick. Czerny also over it. Probably suits Czerny a bit better in terms of the left footer on the right hand side, although he certainly won't rule James Tavernier out in terms of trying to reverse this one. But Czerny looks interested as well, as the referee just makes sure the wall is back the requisite 10 yards. Tavernier or Czerny then, about 22 yards from goal, right of centre. Rangers looking for the opener here at Hampden in this League Cup tie. Tavernier leaves it, Czerny drives it low, but it's off the wall, and it'll come back out to Tavernier, right hand side. Chance is gone for the moment. Back with Dowell now. Dowell sends it back in, looking for John Souttar, who stayed up there. Breaks back out of the box to Jefty. Jefty quickly challenged though by Sidibe. Sidibe's given it up to Matondo. Matondo with a little drop of the shoulder, slips it through. Dessers is in. Dessers, can he find the shot here? Dessers, a goal!
Kick out.
Well, the referee's chopped it off. He's pointed for the free kick. He's brought it back. What a goal it was from Cyril Dessers, but he's given the foul against him for the challenge he made to win the ball back. It looked like Cyril Dessers had broken the deadlock, but the referee has decided otherwise, and it remains Rangers nil, St Johnstone nil.
Yeah, I think he'd already given the free kick before Dessers dispatches it. But he watches there, he just goes in there, he bumps Sanders,
it's a free kick. It's a free kick.
It is a free kick, yeah. Dessers gets on his backside and just bumps him in the back and just forces him over. But really good from Ravi Matondo, nice little slip pass. And you have to say, a really good composed finish from Dessers nonetheless, but the whistle had already gone.
Well, it has been checked. Well, if the whistle had gone, it can't be checked. So the whistle couldn't have gone, because this wouldn't be checked if it had ended up in the back of the net.
What? I'm confused now.
What I'm saying is, the whistle, if the whistle went there where the offence in inverted commas takes place, they can't check it because the play hasn't been allowed to continue. I think it must have been allowed to continue.
I thought he blew the whistle.
He definitely signalled with his arm.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, I think so.
Before the goal, so he definitely stopped the game.
I think he gave a decision, but this flies in the face of what you're talking about.
Well, my understanding is, as I've explained it, but I've been wrong before. But it's been checked. There's nothing.
Do you know what it was very like? It was almost like you remember the goal he scores against Celtic with Lagerbielke, where he gets his foot in and there's a tangle. There's a little bump and a tangle, and then he goes on obviously and scores, but.
I think that one's different because he hits him in the back.
A little bump, right.
Yeah. Conor Barron's about to come on regardless of what happens here, but Matthew McDermott has still been spoken to by the VAR, who is Craig Aitken at the moment. It's a pretty long check that's taken place here, and confusion reigning.
We're looking at the pictures, and I'm not like Richard. I thought he gave.
He's going to come across and look at this.
I thought he gave the decision.
It'll be interesting to see that back as to what exactly he was doing, but the referee's going to come and look at this. And
do you know what the confusing part? If he's given the decision and the players can say that they've stopped because he's given the decision, how does that be overruled by VAR?
Precisely.
Just watch his. See, he blows his whistle. He blows a whistle and points.
Absolutely blows a whistle and gives a decision.
Well,
and by the way, Trey Wright stops. Cameron maybe can say he stops. I don't think the goalkeeper stops.
I don't think he can give a goal here then. If he's blown the whistle, I don't understand how he could possibly give a goal if the whistle has been blown. The VAR check.
That's a terrible angle. You see nothing. There's the bump there. Watch him in the top. I see they're not letting it go far enough to see his position. He blows a whistle there.
Yeah, he does. He stops. He blows a whistle and stops.
So he can't give the goal out.
But I have to say, having looked at that a couple of times,
the VAR check has been allowed to continue. So
I'm not sure there's enough in the bump. Richard, looking at that.
Go.
Let's see. On he comes, makes the monitor sign. He's pointed to the centre spot, and Rangers have been given the goal. Cyril Dessers has given it. This is astonishing. There's a yellow card being issued to a St Johnstone player here for something that's been said. But I mean, honestly, I do not understand how the VAR check can take place if the whistle has gone before the ball is in the back of the net.
Listen, if a decision's given by the referee, the players will stop. You're always said play to the whistle, and there's one or two of the players. I'm looking at Dre Wright in the right back position. There's no offside for me. I'm not actually sure there's a big enough bump there. I think Saunders gets himself in a really bad position because it slipped in behind him. I mean, there's a little coming together. Is it enough? I'm not so sure. Dessers finishes it brilliantly, but the argument is the referee blew the whistle and gave the free kick. I'm not
100%,
sure.
100%.
I'm not sure it should stand. I don't think it should stand.
And to compound the poor decision, the way they always do, referees, they book somebody.
I booked Matt Smith for talking to him because it's one of the captains that can speak to him now. But I mean, that's a huge decision by VAR to get involved there. Al, I'm trusting you. You're right here, but just in normal football terms, the referee blows the whistle and gives the decision.
Exactly.
You stop.
Yeah, well, it's one that will have to be cleared up. And apologies if I've got this wrong, but that is certainly my understanding that
to be honest, it doesn't matter, Al, if you got it right or wrong, because if the referee's done that, you're said to play to the whistle.
Yeah.
And it can be a split second. Is all it takes is a footballer just to switch the engine off and think like it's done now. I don't think Josh Ray in goal does, and I don't think I think it's Cameron trying to get back there when he gets chopped inside. It's a brilliant finish from Dessers. I actually don't think there's enough in the challenge to give a free kick, but nonetheless, the referee's given it, and then it's been overruled by VAR.
And like you say, undoubtedly Dre Wright stops. He's the closest to the ball now. He's going the wrong way. Is he going to get back? Unlikely. But like you say, play to the whistle. You hear the whistle, you stop.
That's a huge decision, that.
John Suter was down there momentarily, so there's a stoppage in play, and referee checking a possible red card for violent conduct here. Must have been the incident that left John Suter on the deck there. Didn't see it was off the ball, but that's been announced inside Hampden, and Greg Aitken getting involved again in the VAR room to have a look, and we're going to get a view now of the incident, guys. It's Adama Sidibe who's getting
sorry, that's not a red card. I mean, it's ridiculous even checking that.
Yeah, quickly check, quickly over.
And by the way, the worst thing is there was more contact there than there was with Chefche in the week.
Yeah. Much more. Well, Rangers leading by a goal to nil then after a somewhat controversial couple of minutes there as Dessers blasted the ball into the back of the net. It's a really good goal actually, if you leave all that controversy aside. It's done very well to get past a couple of players and then hammer it past Josh Ray. But we talk about VAR kind of ruining the spectacle and stuff like that. I mean, it kind of takes away from, there was no real celebrations because the decision seemed to have gone against Rangers, but goal was ultimately given, and that is what they will be most pleased about as Carey tries to create an equaliser here. It comes off Tavernier, and Tavernier eventually bundles it out of play off Carey, and it'll be a throw into Rangers deep in their own territory.
I thought Carey had the chance to just slip Kimpioka in there.
He did, and then when it was too late, obviously he had to just hold on to it.
Here's Diamonde. I think I mentioned that Conor Barron came on for Kieran Dowell, but
yeah, you did, yeah.
Just slightly losing track of things and all that confusion. Here's Sterling, just about 10 yards inside his own half. Plays it to Barron, who's started his Rangers career pretty well. Plays it through to Dessers. He might have taken that on the half turn. Instead he goes back to Diamonde, and now out to Czerny. Czerny back to Tavernier, up towards the edge of the penalty. Dinks it back post. Dessers was waiting on it. Sanders got the merest of touches. It was enough to take it away from the striker, and certainly play on this near side. The Rangers leading by a goal to nil. 25 to play. St Johnstone need to change the flow of this game because it's all coming towards their goal just at the moment. Rangers looking for what might be a killer second. Czerny out to Tavernier. They've begun to develop a decent understanding, it would appear, on that right hand side. Here's Diamonde, leaves it to Matondo, who's playing more central just at the moment. He tries to squeeze it through for Dessers. Poor pass though, picked up by Dre Wright. Out to the right hand side for Smith. Smith closed down by Sterling, just knocks that down the right. Davies just strong enough on that occasion to knock it out of play before Sidibe could get in behind him. And it's a St Johnstone throw in midway inside the Rangers half. Throws it into Sidibe, does Dre Wright, high up in the air from Ben Davies. Davies might well get a run in the team now that Cropper looks like he might be out for a period. Good play from Diamondi, good strength, goes back to Matondo. Matondo likewise back to Davies. Davies square for Suter. And Barron offering himself on that right hand side. Here is Barron just inside his own half. Checks back in and plays it to Suter. Suter will find Davies once more square of him, and he'll go all the way back to his goalkeeper Jack Butland, who's not been troubled in this second period, a virtual spectator for most of it. The Rangers leading by a goal to nil. Here's Sterling, tries to switch play out to the left hand side. Wright's made a mess of it. Matondo was in, but Sanders came back to dig Ray right out of a hole behind for a corner. Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0.
Yeah, Dre gets himself in a bit of a fanco there, but I just watched Smith's position again. He drops into the right midfield position, keeps Chefjay in an area. As soon as Chefjay runs, he stops and just allows him, Dre Wright, to be 2v1 again. Now Dre doesn't cover himself in glory there, should deal with it, gets back in time, but Smith needs to be aware that the left back just keeps bombing on. But St Johnston's out ball is in this right hand channel in behind Davies, I think, for either Kimpioka or Sidibe.
Tavernier to take this corner kick, left hand side, right footed delivery towards the back post. Davies is there and meets it. It's blocked on the line as Davies slid in, directed at goalwards, but there was a St Johnstone body in the way, and it remains Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0.
It's not a bad kick as well from Josh Ray, trying to release Sidibe.
Yeah, good play though by Conor Barron, just waited for the right moment to step in and pounce and steal the ball, but Rangers are giving it back to Lewis Nielsen now, comes forward and plays out to the left hand side for Raymond. Now it's Sidibe, but just lost control of the ball there.
He's been very slack and very loose in possession. He looks a threat, quick, strong, but every time he gets it, he's been giving it away of late.
Good front man play there by Dessers, back to Diamondi, and now it's Matondo looking to come forward, test the pace of Dre right into the area, checks back heel there for Dessers. Dessers left to the penalty area, back for Matondo, big chance, must score, good save Ray, still haven't got it clear, and St Johnstone eventually is going to be a free kick to St Johnstone for a foul by Czerny, but Rabi Matondo from about 10 yards central area just seemed to take too long and eventually hit it too close to the keeper, who nonetheless made a good save.
Yeah, I actually thought it was good defending by Dre Wright. He slows, he keeps Rabi Matondo wide, eventually cuts inside, but yeah, he just doesn't catch the shot. Hypothetical, alright. So the referee there blows his whistle for the free kick. Matondo runs after the ball, takes it back in and scores again. Do we have another VAR check?
Well, I'd love to see the explanation of why it's given. We're just watching a rerun on here, and
I mean, take nothing away from Dessers. It's a fantastic goal, great finish.
It is a brilliant finish, but going to Rabi Matondo, his eyes must have lit up when he saw Dre Wright. I know you're saying, Richard, that he's reasonably quick, but he's not a fullback, and he's had joy all day with bad positioning from Dre Wright because he's not comfortable there. It's no slighting the boy, because his mind is geared going forward, so he doesn't.
He's also getting no help. He's getting absolutely zero
cover.
help.
But again, Rabi Matondo's got to finish that. He's got a full goal there. He's too tentative with the finish.
Yeah, should have put this game beyond St Johnstone as it is. With 21 minutes to go, it's just 1-0 to Rangers. Cyril Dessers with a somewhat controversial goal. We'll hear a bit more about that at full time, no doubt, and reporter Martin Dowden will try and get, well, certainly will get both managers' views on it, and I'm sure Craig Levine will have plenty to say on it. I wonder if we'll be able to get some clarity from the officials as to just how it all unravelled when the VAR were able to look at it, despite it seeming like the referee had already blown his whistle before the ball was in the back of the net. Philippe Clement getting the jacket on because it's absolutely pouring of rain in the south side of Glasgow, as it seemed to do all summer long.
To be honest with the goal you're talking about, I mean, at my first look at it, I think it was a foul. Then the second time I saw it slightly different. Third time, I actually don't think there's enough, and I think Dessers actually gets a goal side, and Saunders got himself in a mess. So it's a really good finish from him, and I think it should stand. But the bottom line is here, the referee blows the whistle in points. That is so
he certainly appears
controversial.
I must admit I didn't hear the whistle, but when you see the replays, it does look to point and give a free kick before the shot is taken. Anyway, as I say, hopefully we'll get more clarity on it as Rangers win possession on the left hand side through Shefty. Shefty looking to switch play for Czerny. Czerny now right up towards the edge of the penalty area, right hand side, Václav Czerny. Can he find the cross? In comes Diamondi, couldn't quite get there before the defender. It was Is it Cameron who got back there to make the crucial intervention? He's limping now as he comes forward, but and then Tavernier is penalised for a foul on a St Johnstone player. Free kick to St Johnstone then with 19 minutes to go, just inside their own half. Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0.
Tell you what, he does well. I think it's Saunders, was it? I'm not sure if it is it Saunders.
Sanders.
Aye. Sanders. He got back there and he did well, because you could see it coming a mile away from our high position. It was a little over coming from Diamande. Sterling had broken the box. It was really good defending.
Here is Sterling just inside his own half. Goes back the way to Davies. Although Hampden is nowhere near full, the Rangers fans who are here getting behind their side as they look to progress in this competition and get back on a positive footing, as Tierney just an inch or two away from finding a good ball into Bessers, who was on the stretch, couldn't bring it under control. Still 1-0 Rangers after 71 minutes. Back it goes to...
They're enjoying a replay of the goal, aren't they?
It might be...
It's just a different angle we're getting to the referee, actually, at points.
It might be that our TV colleagues, they probably have a VAR feed. They might be getting a bit more clarity at Premier Sports, who are covering the game live. Might be getting a bit more information, but here are St Johnstone looking for a leveller, and it's a decent effort from Sidibe, and Butland taking no chances as he pushes it over the crossbar. It was on target certainly from Sidibe. St Johnstone's first effort on goal in the second period as they still trail by a goal to nil.
Yeah, and it's just two quick passes. It's passing to Nielsen, he turns, he gets Sidibe on the run, and I just spoke about it before. Sidibe in these little channels against Davies is definitely an outball for St Johnstone, because he doesn't look comfortable.
Ben Davies has got to do more for me. He's a centre back. He's got to get tighter. He's got to try and block the shot. He's too passive there.
Graham Carey to take this corner from the right hand side. Left-footed Irishman swings it into the box. So headed away only as far as Smith. Smith back out to Carey. Carey will get one touch and then curls it back in. Davies again there to meet it at the near post. Matondo can't quite get it, but it's fallen to Diamande. Diamande now out to the right hand side. Looks like he's just put a little bit too much in the pass, but Tierney will catch it right hand side. St Johnstone got plenty of bodies back, in fairness. Good covering, and Tierney can't get past Raymond. It's one possession back there, the wing back, full back. Now picked up by McPherson, midway inside his own half, past a couple of Rangers players. Sterling trying to get back at him. It's Raymond once more, left hand side, plays it back to Cameron. Cameron just outside his own penalty area. 16 and a half minutes to play. Rangers leading by a goal to nil. As Cameron has it once more, midway inside his own half, looking for options ahead of him. Just tries to clip that through. It's not a bad effort. Suter gets his head to it, but it will come to Kimpioka. Tries to reverse it in for Sidibe. Sidibe's going to get there. Out comes Butland to block it, and it comes off the Rangers keeper last. Oh, sorry, the offside flag is actually going up to deny him anyway. But again, it's a glimmer of hope for St Johnstone, who only trail by the one goal. They are going to make a change here, St Johnstone.
Yeah, he's definitely offside there. I think he's just trying to get himself in the box. I think he thinks the ball's going out to the right and he wants to get into the box, which would probably have been the better option.
It's Cammy McPherson who's going to be replaced by Mackenzie Kirk, the 20-year-old. Just signed from Hearts in the summer. As Rangers get the free kick out to the left hand side. Butland to Shefty. Shefty moves away from Kirk, and then he runs into trouble in the shape of Nielsen. Judged that challenge well, Nielsen, in that holding midfield role, and St Johnstone able to break up field on the right hand side. It's Smith leaving it to Carey. Carey looks to lift it over the top.
I think Suter's got his hands right.
Yeah, there was hands on Sidibe as the ball eventually comes through to Butland, and he's way out of his goal, and he's made the clearance, and he's miles out. Can Nielsen lift that back towards the Rangers goal? He tries to, but he's well off target. But Suter's taking a chance here with his arms round Sidibe, who's making that point to the referee right now. Suter's just got to be careful. But Rangers win the goal kick after Lewis Nielsen's ambitious effort to try and get it back into the danger area with Butland well out of his goal.
St Johnstone just want that to land to Graham Carey, don't they?
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
He's the one
on
guy in the team
foot,
that I think he makes Butland work in the goal there.
Yeah, it might well have. The ball's lifted forwards. Suter's there ahead of Kimpioka. Back now with Butland. We've got just under a quarter of an hour remaining at Hampden. Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0. Here's Shefty. Left hand side for Rangers, closed down by Kirk.
I might be wrong, Al, but I'm sure young Kirk is Andy's son, who's a coach at St Johnstone.
No, you're right, yeah, right, yeah. Here's Tavernier over on the right hand side. And now Barron, midway inside his own half. Rangers certainly not home and dry just yet. They've had the bulk of the play, but they haven't been able to be as clinical as they would have liked as Matondo tries to find Dessers. Now Nielsen though picking up, showing a good turn of pace, but Diamonde sticking with him. Nielsen just posted it forward for Kimpioka down the left hand side. So Johnstone will feel they can find an equaliser here as Kimpioka comes in off the left. Sidibe challenged well at the edge of the box there by Sterling. Breaks though St Johnstone's way. It's right out to Smith. Right hand side, curls it in, looks like he's got too much on, it's over the top, and it's a poor delivery from Smith in a good area. And with 77 minutes on the clock at Hampden, it's Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0.
Yeah, it was a good play for St Johnstone. Nielsen driving through midfield, good run down the channel from Kimpioka, cuts inside really well. I thought he was going to get a shot off, elects to pass it. Rangers get a deflection, but then Smith on the right hand side. We've seen in the first half the quality he's got. I think you can see the midfielders pointing to put the ball out there because they expect that the ball will come in with much better quality than that.
Here's Barron for Rangers, midway inside his own half, out to Tavernier right hand side, back into Suter just at the edge of his own box, back to Butland he goes, and then Butland will just roll it out to Davies. Davies brings it forward, looking for options. One of them is Shefty, always available down his left hand side. Forward he comes, checks away from right, midway inside the St Johnstone half now. It's Matondo back to Shefty, just playing it between the two of them just now. The fans want them to do something a bit more productive than that. Now it's Sterling into the centre circle for Barron. Suter makes himself available and then he steps forward midway inside St Johnstone territory, out to the right to Czerny now. Czerny up against Raymond, cuts onto that left foot. Raymond does well, Czerny not so well, and it's back with St Johnstone and Kimpioka left hand side trying to get forward away from Tavernier. Tavernier makes the challenge, but it breaks away as Smith. Smith now with options ahead of him. It's a terrible ball from Smith, straight to Barron. He had options left or right and he played it straight to the Rangers player.
He's just got to go Kimpioka's feet, and he's 1v1 with Barron in the right back area.
Here's Matondo now picking up left hand side, just under 12 minutes of the 90 left as Barron gets out to Czerny. Czerny up against Raymond on the angle of the box on the right hand side. Barron wants it back, but Czerny tries to take Raymond on the outside. It's a good sliding challenge from the fullback, out for a corner. Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0.
I love watching attacking players. Kimpioka can't run back the way, he's too tired to run back the way, but every time he gets it he's electric when he goes forward. Decent positive play from Czerny there. Again, he's another one on the run back. He's always slower, Neil, on the run forward.
Hey, you're talking about Kimpioka there, not me. It's a chemical reaction. It's something that happens in the brain. You think, right, I can go forward, right, put the afterburners on. And then when it goes the other way, it's not my fault.
Ross McCausland getting ready to come on as Rangers will take this corner first. Czerny, right hand side, curls it in left footed. Ben Davis rises, should have got there. Suter couldn't make it either. And picked up by Matondo, left hand side. He'll swing it back in. It's not a great delivery though. Away out of the box. Sidibe helps it on, and then he'll go and chase the ball forward from Smith. Across comes Tavernier to the left hand side. Tavernier gets it from Shefty. Shefty now back in field to Tavernier again. Now it's Suter. Barron inside his own half out to Czerny. 10 to play at the National Stadium. Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0. Czerny once more gets it from Suter. Inside is Sterling. Sterling back to Barron.
Dre Wright's had enough. He's like, I'm going to stand in centre mid. Graham Carey, you go out there right back and deal with him.
That's not great either, to be honest.
Players taking responsibility and making decisions for themselves. Again, here's Matondo, left hand side.
He's just got to run that.
Good challenge from Carey, to be fair. Knocks it out of play. Throw into Rangers about 15 yards inside the St Johnstone half. Barron offers himself short to Shefty and gets it. Now it's Diamonde, halfway line. Plays it back to Suter, who plays square to Davies. Davies for Barron once more, but 10 yards inside his own half, looking for options ahead of him. none take his fancy, so he goes short to Davies. Davies up towards the halfway line. Now Jeffrey, left hand side, back with Davies once more. Rangers leading by a goal to 0, but the game is not beyond St Johnstone at this stage, as Tavernier picks up in a central area, in the centre circle in fact. Now it's Suter. He thought about playing out to the right hand side and then just drifts away from his marker, tried to play the ball down the right channel for Tierney, but it's well read by Cameron, who now finds Nielsen. Nielsen steps away from Diamondi out to the left hand side, but Tavernier read that one. Tierney just nudges it infield. Nice ball for Diamondi. Rangers have got options here. Sterling's one of them. Lots of options for Sterling. He tries to play the pass to Matondo. It was a poor pass, and St Johnstone able to clear out for a throw, and that could have been the moment for Rangers to kill it off.
It's happened a number of times now in that final third, just the last piece of execution. That little final touch is just lacking.
Double change coming for Rangers actually, as first of all it's going to be Tierney replaced by McCausland on that right flank. And I think that's Robbie Fraser who's waiting to come on, the young fullback who's coming on for Matondo, so that I guess will mean that Jeffrey will move up to that left wing position and Robbie Fraser will slot in left back. And St Johnstone also making a change here, and it's Nicky Clark who's coming on for Matt Smith for his closing minutes. But Robbie Fraser, as I say, coming on at left back.
No, I think he's gone up to left mid now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Jeffy just stayed there.
Okay. That's a like for like then in terms of Fraser replacing Matondo. As Rangers get the game back underway. We've got 7.5 minutes left in the 98, bit of stoppage time no doubt, particularly after that VAR check that led to the goal being given. And I'm kind of looking forward to hearing the explanation as to exactly what went on as Jeffrey plays the ball back to Jack Butland, his goalkeeper.
I'm looking forward to hearing Craig Levine's interview after the game if it remains like this.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely be interesting. Here's Suter almost overplaying at the back there. He plays a difficult ball into Barron, who was quickly under pressure, and St Johnstone have won it. Kimpioka now back to Carey, midway inside the Rangers half, out to the left hand side for Kirk. Now back the way to Raymond. First time cross comes in from Raymond into the Rangers box. Jeffrey will leave it. Fraser's back there. Doesn't get it clear though. Trey Wright will just see that out of play for a throw in.
I'd like Jeffrey to go and deal with that. You know, he lets it go over his head. He lets a young boy come on and try and deal with it. You just go and put your head in it and clear the pressure.
Fraser's actually older than Jeffrey, right enough, but
less experienced.
Yeah, probably. He's 21 now, Robbie Fraser. Jeffrey's 20. As Dessers is down now, the latest Rangers player, injured, but he's up. He's holding his back, but just took a blow in the back there as a challenge for the ball, I think. Out on the far side for a throw into Rangers, taken by McCausland into Barron. Diamondi now closed down by Carey. Suter on the halfway line, just plays it infield to Diamondi, tries a little ball through for Dessers. Oh, desperate and good defending ultimately from Sanders on the stretch. Just lunged there to make sure he was able to intercept it as Suter wins the ball at the other end and Rangers have it back.
I tell you what, he's absolutely cleaned the striker out there, and now he's lucky he gets a touch on the ball. But having said that, I think he climbs up his back to get there.
Suter? Aye. Yeah. David Sanders did brilliantly there because he got wrong footed with the pass. Lovely little run from Dessers.
Here's Fraser. Oh, it's a lovely little chip for Sterling down the left. He comes up towards the penalty area. Fraser still in support. Ball's back with young Fraser, left hand side, picks out Dessers, a decent effort but a couple of yards wide of the near post as he took it first time. A good move again from Rangers. Now Sterling's down, perhaps maybe just a bit crampy, having made his first start today. I'll hope it's nothing more than that, for sure.
I saw him about 10 minutes ago, Al just down stretching his calves out. He's obviously just fatigued with cramp. But again, it's beautiful from Fraser when he gets the overlap there on Sterling. you're expecting that just to be whipped into the space there, but again, it's one of your favourites, Richard, a nice wee pull back to Dessers.
It's a pull back to Dessers, but there's no way he can score from there.
He's 3 yards by the front post area, and he really needs to get his hip round that to get it on target under pressure. I think the ball would have been just whip it into the space where McCausland had filled the gap between the posts.
You know, this to me goes back to the discussion we were having before about the player, the medical team telling the manager that they can't play. That for me comes from the player. 100% the players told the medical team. The manager said to him, "How are you?" "Oh, I'm fine." Turns around and tells the physio, "Oh, my hammy's tight, my calf's tight." Players go down with cramp now. I've never had cramp once in my career. Not once.
You're a machine.
I mean, I couldn't play, but I never got cramp.
I must admit, I've had cramp a few times, and it isn't nice when it creeps in. You must have been much fitter than me. I'll tell you what you were doing. You weren't doing as much running as me, Richard. I've just worked that out.
Play back underway with Sterling back on the field of play. Jefty steps in and wins it and gives it to Sterling. I'm not sure he necessarily wanted the ball just yet. Davies goes back to Butland. I'm hearing suggestions that TV pictures and audio suggest that the ball had crossed the line from the Dessers goal before the whistle was blown, so
no chance,
meaning that VAR can intervene. Now that's
no chance.
That is yet to be confirmed officially, but that is a suggestion that is being made. We'll hear, as I say, more about that full time.
That'll be the explanation now. That'll be it in a nutshell. I turned and pointed, but I didn't blow the whistle, even though it was in my mouth and my cheeks made the blowing motion.
I think we should bring back the verdict for 1 week only. Here's Tavernier finding McCausland down the right hand side. He's got options in the middle. Fraser and Dessers into the box it comes. It's knocked away as far as Diamondi comes to Fraser now on the right foot, gets a shot off, but it's a tame one straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. 2.5 minutes left to play. Rangers 1, Johnstone 0.
Everyone goes for the cutback again. Every player checks out. As a defender, you enjoy that because it always gives you an opportunity to defend.
What I would say is, you know your players, Richard. My game on that wide position was whipping it into the space. Certain areas, 3 areas of the pitch that I would choose to cross to from wherever I was, and my strikers knew exactly what those areas were, so they get used to what I was doing. I think they know now that the players are going wide, they're going to cut it back.
Yeah.
So they don't make the runs, they're always checking out.
But 100%, if you cut the ball back and never put it across the front, you'd have been told.
Yeah, well, my strikers wanted it in there.
Here's McCausland, right hand side, still 1-0 Rangers, plays it infield to Sterling. Sterling back the way to Barron. Barron for Sterling once more, still on the right hand side, about 30 yards from the goal line. McCausland and Barron now combined, back with Sterling once more. Rangers keeping possession well, only for Sterling to knock it out of play into the last couple of minutes. Approaching injury time.
You surely can't just kick the ball away. That used to be a booking, didn't it? I think he's trying to smash it off the billboards. Got it horribly wrong, Conor Barron. I tell you, he's done well since he's come into Rangers. I didn't expect him to dictate the play as much as he's done, to become a real important player so early into his Rangers career, but his enthusiasm, I think, has made him a really important member of the team under Fruit. Come on, I think he's probably surprised 1 or 2.
He's very similar to Ryan Jack, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
You see him even when Tavernier goes forward or Chepchi goes forward, he just drops into that little pocket of space as a bit of protection.
Yeah.
Here's Jefty in possession, left hand side now. Fraser still inside his own half, comes in field. One of the Rangers Youth Academy products that Philippe Clement was talking about pre-match in the match day squads, and he's the one that's got on the field. Back it goes to Butland into the final minute of the 90. All eyes on the fourth official as to how long there will be in terms of injury time, as Graham Carey's virtually taken Dujon Sterling's strip off him, but play allowed to continue. Sterling with a wonderful ball for McCausland. McCausland now, Dessers checks out, McCausland goes for goal, and it's a good save from Josh Reid to keep it at 1-0, but what about the ball from Dujon Sterling?
Fantastic ball, it's a great run, it's superb first touch from McCausland. But if Dessers just runs in towards a goal, McCausland can just roll the ball across him for a goal. Fantastic touch. McCausland has to shoot there because he's got no options in the box.
I agree. What a ball from Sterling. I tell you what, he's done well. Again, couldn't walk a moment ago. He's fought off a player, Graham Carey, and then hit that switch. Beautiful take from McCausland.
Yeah, he's got another 8 minutes to get through then, Dujon Sterling. That's how much has been added on here, and we're into that now. So 8 minutes for St Johnstone to try and find a leveller to take us into extra time. 8 minutes for Rangers to either hold on or make this game safe by getting a second. It surely would be safe if they were able to do that.
They should be out of sight already. I mean, they've been so wasteful with opportunities either to put it into good areas from wide positions or running it in the box, or indeed chances on goal. They've just not been clinical. And when it's always 1-0, you always feel that the other side will get a chance. It's just whether St Johnstone themselves can carve one out, a clinical one, 100%er, and then take it.
It's a free kick to St Johnstone, taken by Josh Ray to Carey. Carey out to the left-hand side for Raymond. St Johnstone create a leveller here. It's Raymond coming in field outside of the left boot. Ball's not dealt with. There's a chance here for Sidibe. He's gone wide, but Sidibe clattered into by a combination of Butland, and I think Desser's back there defending as well. But
I'm going to throw it out there. Penalty.
Yeah, well, it did cross my mind, but it was certainly not given by Matthew McDermott, the referee, but VAR can obviously get involved. What a ball from Raymond as well.
Well, Dessers gets this horribly wrong, but I tell you, that's a chance. Dessers takes him out after he gets a chance on the ball. I don't think it's a penalty, but that's a big chance. He's no conviction in it. He's no been sharp today, Sidibe. I thought he was going to be a threat. If he just gets a solid connection with the top of the foot there.
McCausland now, clearly VAR have checked that. Here's Dessers, leaves it for McCausland. McCausland, can he finish it? Oh, lovely dink finish. And Rangers have the second, which surely puts them into the last 8. McCausland with a lovely little chip over Josh Ray. St Johnstone claim for offside, but McCausland with the finish to make it Rangers 2, St Johnstone 0.
It's an incredible finish. I think maybe Dre Wright plays him onside at the bottom of your picture here. He's miles onside. Brilliant composure. He knows that he's winning the game there.
Yeah, it's a first-class finish. It hits Dessers, and to be fair to Dessers, he knows McCausland's there. You're right about Dre Wright. I think he's had a torrid afternoon. Both 1v1s, positional sense. He's not comfortable in that position, and it is him that plays him on. But yeah, you're right. When Josh Ray comes out there, it's a beautiful little finish from McCausland. So composed. He just stabs the foot into the ground, lifts it over him, and the chance just a couple of moments ago was a 100% chance. Sidibe, he makes a mess of it, and they're cruelly punished.
You just got to get your foot through and hit the target. Butland has a chance to save it, fair enough, but
I think he's at one eye in Butland actually, Richard. He's probably looked and thought, right, Jack Butland's coming out there, and he's not been brave. That was a brilliant chance.
Yeah, one chance goes a begging at one end, and then Rangers go up the other, and for once we're clinical in their finishing. McCausland, it was who had his first goal of the season, and here they come looking for more as McCausland combines with Diamondi. McCausland now from the right hand side tries to get the cross into the box. That's going to take a deflection and into the path of Josh Ray. We have had something through saying that this doesn't really clear up the notion of whether VAR were able to intervene, but did say they reviewed the disallowed goal and was satisfied there was evidence the attacking player did not foul the opponent. Footage shows the defending player made the initial contact with the attacking player, so goal awarded after an on-field review. As I say, that doesn't really clear up whether VAR were really should have been able to intervene.
You're 100% right, Al, because none of us are disputing that.
Yeah.
We've looked at it again and thought, no, there's not enough in the contact for it to be a foul. So, yeah, fine. But like you say, you can send them all day long, it doesn't really help. Did the referee blow his whistle and point towards, Rangers' end because it was a free kick to St Johnstone? I absolutely believe he did.
Well, it looked from our pictures he did point. Now whether he blows the whistle, I thought I heard it, but again, without anybody confirming that, we just don't know.
But then that's the thing, isn't it? There's absolutely no way to tell, because if you do hear a whistle, they can say it came from the crowd. There's just no way to tell.
Ball's out of play on this near side as Rangers cruise now into the quarter-final draw, where they will join Aberdeen, Dundee, Falkirk and Spartans. And tomorrow Dundee United and St Mirren will do battle, so too will Motherwell and Kilmarnock, and Celtic against Hibs. That's their commentary game as Rangers come forward looking for a third. McCausland trying to thread it through there, looking for Dessers, but it was well cut out, and St Johnstone get it up the park. One back by Suter. Our commentary game tomorrow is Celtic against Hibs, but we'll have people at the other two. Sportsound on air on all your frequencies, all your platforms, including BBC Sounds, from 12:05 as Suter marches forward. He's just clipped there by Sidibe about 35 yards from goal, and Rangers will have a free kick across to the right hand side. It's quickly taken by Tavernier into Diamondi, who gets it back from Sterling. Diamondi once more. Rangers just need to see the game out now. There's 2.5 minutes left of the 8 that was added on for stoppages. And now Jeffrey has it left hand side. Now Fraser down that left flank. He turns away from Carey, back to Jeffrey. Jeffrey, a little step over and moves away from Clark, who fouls him, but Diamondi picks up possession, and so play continues. It's Barron forward for McCausland, back with Barron again.
The Rangers have been miles better since he's come onto the pitch.
Tavernier runs into trouble. He's lost it to Cameron. St Johnstone looking to come forward. It's Sidibe picking up possession in the left channel. Flags up now against Sidibe. Yeah, he's not been nearly as threatening as we thought he might be, Adama Sidibe, after really being brilliant last week against Kilmarnock.
Yeah, he's been out of sorts. He is a threat, wee man, but I think he's been off it today. He's been kind of sloppy in possession. He's had that one chance in the first half where he hits the post, but again, when the big one comes calling, he just wasn't at it today.
Diamondi closed down by Clark, and then Davies gives it away, but Carey couldn't find Clark either, and Rangers have it back as Tavernier will bring it forward. This is a time for a third goal for Rangers. Out to the right it goes to McCausland. McCausland, right hand side of the penalty area, gets the ball in, but Cameron able to get away only as far as Tavernier. Takes a poor touch, but he will pick up possession nonetheless. Just knocks it back to Diamondi, who'll go out to the right hand side for McCausland. Diamondi once more into Sterling, who's managed to stay on the field for the 98 minutes despite having some discomfort. Now it's Barron at the edge of the box for Dessers. Dessers turns it back to Sterling, and now Tavernier. McCausland once more right hand side. Final few seconds of this one as Rangers make their way into the last 8 of the League Cup. Back it goes to Josh Ray. Ray clears from inside his penalty area. Up it goes towards Sidibe. Suter wins that one quite comfortably though. Now Tavernier out to the right for McCausland. And back for Sterling. Sterling closed down by Kirk. In the field it comes to Diamondi. We're played the 98 minutes, and that's enough for the referee to blow the final whistle, and Rangers do take their place in the last 8 draw thanks to a 2-goal victory over St Johnstone. Both goals coming in the second period. The first one certainly mired in controversy as Cyril Dessers off the bench at half time to replace Danilo. He's played in. There was a challenge on the edge of the box that the ball fell to Dessers. As a result of that, he was able to get through a couple of players and then slammed the ball into the net. Now it appeared to us as though the referee had perhaps blown for a free kick against Dessers prior to the ball being put in the net. However, VAR did suggest an on-field review, which the referee did go and do, and he overturned his decision and gave the goal. Still a bit of confusion about whether the whistle was blown before or after the ball was in the back of the net. We'll hopefully clear that up over the course of the evening here. But nonetheless, the bottom line was that Rangers were awarded the goal. They didn't find a second until deep into stoppage time, although they had dominated the play for the bulk of the 90 minutes. St Johnstone did have chances of their own, hit the post through Sidibe in the first period, and Sidibe knocked an effort wide just seconds before McCausland, another substitute, went up the other end with a lovely little dinked effort over the goalkeeper, put Rangers through to the next round of the League Cup. So ultimately a comfortable victory for Rangers, but nonetheless a hard fought one as it finishes at Hampden. Rangers 2, St Johnstone 0.
Football from